Hello all my beautiful little unicorns and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you're on my channel, my name is Vanessa Somuayina, author of the Gentle Heart Tarot, the Pastel Journey Tarot, as well as the Wild Muse Oracle. And of course, your favorite psychic here on YouTube. So for today's pick a card reading, I've got your November predictions prepared for you. That's right, you guys, we're already moving into the month of November. So if you're feeling stressed out, lost, or anxious about this, then know that this is the perfect space on the internet for you. Because in this highly personalizable video, you are going to receive clarity and information that you need in order to move forward feeling relaxed and prepared for the upcoming month. And if you're completely new to the world of tarot and astrology, please allow me to explain to you how this video works. Your November predictions and horoscopes consist of two parts. And because you choose the different parts, you know that your reading is catered to your needs. So in just a moment's time, I will introduce you to 3 different symbols. And what I would like for you to do is to pick one of these symbols intuitively. So you'll just go with whichever symbol resonates with you. And then things get even more personal and accurate. Because what you then get to do is scroll down into the description box, click your zodiac sign, and you'll be fast forwarded to the second, even more personalized part of your November horoscopes. I would recommend that you watch your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign if you know these details of your birth chart. But just watching your regular zodiac sign will do just fine too. If you guys love this concept of putting together your very own monthly predictions, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up, because I absolutely love providing you with your horoscopes every single month of the year. It's like the highlight of each month. I just love you guys so much. So guys, in just a moment's time, I will introduce you to the 3 symbols for part 1 of your November predictions. But before I do so, I have a really exciting announcement. Do you guys remember on my Instagram and on my YouTube community page, I posted the backs of some new mysterious oracle cards so you could vote for whichever design that you liked the most? Well, you guys, with this video, the pre-orders to the Below the Surface Oracle deck are officially open. This gorgeous ocean-themed deck that I designed will be released early next year. And what makes this oracle deck so unique and special is that it not only comes with the cards and the guidebook, but it also comes with a journal where you can document your progress and your findings. So it's a complete package for any of you who love tarot and oracle cards and would like to add this unique deck to your collection, because I have never seen this done before, that a deck comes with a guidebook, a journal, the cards, and the high quality collector's box. As you guys know from all of the decks that I've published, if there is one thing that is guaranteed, then that is amazing quality as well as an eye for all the details. You guys know my decks are bestsellers. They never disappoint. You can get on the pre-order list while it's open and find all of the other details such as the exact release date, more photos. I will of course be talking about this deck up until its release, but I am exceptionally excited about this deck because you guys were part of the creative process, which is just so exciting because I've never seen a tarot or oracle deck where a community was able to decide on the final touches of the design. So yeah, you guys, that's a big news. And now let's move on to the 3 symbols that I have prepared for you. Lo and behold, my beautiful unicorn family, these are the 3 symbols that you get to pick from for part 1 of your November predictions and horoscopes. Pick whichever one that you feel the most drawn towards, and most importantly, don't overthink it. I will provide you with a little moment of privacy so you can just meditate on these 3 groups in order to pick the perfect one for you. And then once you've selected part 1 of your predictions, I'm going to get into your readings, starting off with the first group, and then of course continuing on through all 12 signs of the zodiac. As per usual, the timestamps can all be found below in the description box as well as pinned to the top of the comment section. So all you need to do is click your timestamp and you'll be fast forwarded to your reading. So enjoy this little moment of privacy and I'll be right back to guide you into your November readings. So by now, you've hopefully been able to select one of the 3 groups. I will be starting off the readings with group 1, which corresponds to this symbol right here. To all of my other beautiful groups, as well as signs of the zodiac, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your super personalized November psychic predictions and horoscopes. So I'm going to get straight into it. The energy is amazing in here. I don't know if you can feel it through the screen, but I feel as though you can, group number one. Let's figure out what's coming towards you in November. Let's see what your love life is doing, what your career is looking like, how your finances are. Let's just delve into all the nitty-gritty details immediately. So first up, we've got the Strength card for you, group number one. This is the 8th card of the tarot. Actually, the number 8 is a really lucky number. It is a number of abundance, especially financially as well. And I do see here within the Strength card that during the month of November, you've actually got a lot of patience and compassion, group number one. Nothing gets under your skin. Nobody's really going to be able to get on your nerves because you are at peace and at ease. And I do want you to know here within the Strength card and the number 8 that this is an amazing starting point and an amazing foreshadowing of what your month of November is going to be like. Know here that the Strength card is also a representation of not using physical force or any type of mental intimidation to get other people to do what you want them to do. You command respect as well as healthy boundaries just through the energy that you bring. You don't have to exert any type of violence whatsoever, any type of pressure. You don't need that, group number one. People respect you regardless in November. Next up, we've got the World. When we thought that your reading started off favorably, we didn't know that the universe was going to basically tell you November is your month. November is one of the best months of the year, if not the absolute best month for you, group number one, because the World card, in case you didn't know and you're new to tarot, it is the last card of the major arcana. Those first 22 cards in the tarot that represents major life events. And it is like the culmination, the ending of a journey, a very favorable ending. This card represents fulfillment, blessings, and simply enjoying yourself. Also spending time with friends and family and ensuring that you're fully involved in all areas of life that fill up your cup. So when it comes to your career, money, love, things are just looking fabulous for you, group number one. I'm so excited that your reading is starting off on such an amazing note. And when the World card shows up within your reading, it also means that any difficult or challenging cards that may still lie ahead within your reading are turned more positive. Everything just works with more ease, and you're now able to plan your next steps. So November is going to be just fabulous for you, group number one. I can already tell by the first 2 messages that we received from the universe and your guides about your month of November. Next up, we've got the Devil. I just love how playful the Devil is here within the Pastel Journey Tarot. I do want you to know here within the Devil that you are reevaluating your relationship to material items. That's one thing that I can see is happening because you're feeling so fulfilled, you're strong, you don't feel the need to use your power or your influence in any way that isn't ethical. And this just gives you like this epiphany that I see here within the Devil, where you understand that material things and money is amazing. It really isn't everything, but you can use it to make life a lot easier. But you're not using items or money to kind of buy status anymore. You're not using those things to impress other people anymore. I see a strong reevaluation of how you've also used money in the past and how important it's been to you to, for example, have certain brands, certain labels that you're wearing, that you're using. And I see here within the Devil that everything is changing when it comes to that. And you're realizing that you want to use money to benefit yourself, those closest to you, friends and family, right, to make life easier, but you're no longer going to buy things to impress people who don't really care. Next up, we've got the Two of Pentacles. Work-life balance is looking amazing during the month of November. So while it is a busy month with a lot going on, a lot of great things, I see that what makes November so awesome for you, group number one, and what makes this month so favorable is because you are striking that perfect balance between feeling proud of your accomplishments at work, but at the same time also feeling like you have time for yourself. You have time to chill, to do the things that you want to do. It's not just all work and no fun and no play. I see here in the Two of Pentacles that any tension that you may have had prior to November about your work-life balance is easing itself up. Let's talk a little bit about love. I do have a specific love reading for November where I only talk about love. It's linked in the description box, so make sure you check out that video. But I also want to add a little bit of love here into your prediction. So first up, we've got the owl spirit. So you're seeing very clearly when it comes to love, if someone has not treated you in a way that you want to be treated when it comes to romantic love, group number one, you see the red flags now in November. Sometimes it can take a long time to see red flags, especially when you're infatuated, when you're in love, when there may be good behind closed doors as well, if that's something that you have experienced with someone, or simply just holding their hand or receiving text messages already makes you feel over the moon and already makes you feel like you're just melting and weak in your knees. That can really push away those red flags, group number one. I've been there, so I can totally empathize with you. That's nothing to feel ashamed of, but know here in November that any red flags will become clear to you. And I see here within the vulture spirit that rather than being sad or mad about also past relationships or situationships that you wanted to turn into relationships where you maybe ignored red flags and then it turned out being a really difficult connection for you or a really hard breakup that you went through, I see that you understand that nothing of those experiences was actually wasted. These were all, in a sense, here to teach you how to now see clearly, how to move forward, not taking red flags for granted, not feeling as though you want to look over any details when it comes to another person being romantically involved with you, and really taking early signs seriously and looking into them, asking yourself if you want to be with someone in the long term who's maybe already inconsistent, if there's even any point in that, and understanding that you may be infatuated by them, you may even love them, but you love yourself more, group number one. That's the kind of vibe we're on here in November. Let's talk about money. I want to add some cards to the side here. Let's see what's going on financially for you. So we've got the Nightingale spirit. I do see here that through being outspoken, actually money is all around you. And also because you're in a place where you see clearly, where you're not afraid to speak up about things that you don't like, it's a lot easier for you also in business to get what you want. So if you're looking for a raise, I want you to know here that asking for it is nothing to feel ashamed of. The nightingale is a very outspoken kind of little bird that's very bold and in a way shameless. And that's what I can see here will benefit you when it comes to money. And remind yourself that even if things don't work out exactly as you want, like if you ask for a raise or you apply to other jobs and things don't end up in the exact position that you wanted them to be in, you have people supporting you. And often when the universe denies you something that you wanted, it's actually just preparing you for something that is way more ideal for you, and often something that's a lot better for you too. I see here within the armadillo spirit that you have to set healthy boundaries, okay? And remind yourself that the worst thing that could ever happen in your career is, for example, losing a job, and there will always be another job. There will always be opportunities in life. As long as you're breathing, you can get back on track. But remind yourself here that you only have one health, basically. If you mess up your health just because you are not setting boundaries with coworkers, with bosses, you're letting them make you work really late, and you're taking on a lot of different projects and responsibilities that maybe aren't yours to begin with, you have to set healthy boundaries. That's one thing that I can see here in connectivity to money as well. You have to distance yourself from finances, from identifying with how much work that you're putting in, okay? Not feeding into this whole, I have to work like 80 hours a week, 100 hours a week. 5 hours of sleep a night is enough because after all, this entrepreneur does it or that person preaches it. No, you have to set boundaries, group number one, in order to ensure that your long-term health and longevity is protected. That is an important message that you need to receive. So while your reading is definitely a lot of just like roses, sunshine, and unicorns because November is a super favorable month for you, you're also being reminded that, you know, you're probably going to be here for a lot longer than just till the month of November, and it's important that you preserve all of this amazing energy that we have for you. Next up, we've got the eternal child, engaging in some sweet inner child healing and some childlike sense of wonderment. That's what I see for November for you, group number one. Now, what this means is actually tending to that inner child of yours. So try to engage in activities that you loved as a kid that really fulfilled you, that lit you up. So if you loved, for example, to paint or to draw or to dance, try to do some of that in November. I can see that that will really remind you of what it's like to just be in an innocent space where you're creating, where time just flies by, and you're not really thinking about anything other than being in the present moment. It's like free therapy for you. That's what I see here with the eternal child. And I also see that in November, you will realize even more that a lot of your peers or a lot of the people who you maybe went to school with, who you know from an earlier point in your life, they're at a different point where maybe they're already married, they have kids, they've settled down, and they have all of these like milestones that they're working on, where I see within the eternal child that you taking your time a little more is something to never feel ashamed about, never feel weird about it, never feel as though you're behind, because you're working on other milestones, okay? Just because someone has the family thing or the kid thing figured out and you don't know at all what you're doing with that kind of topic, while they were figuring out that area, the kid, the marriage, all of those things, you were figuring out something else, okay? You were figuring out another area of life that maybe they haven't figured out. And this works both ways, okay? So if you're, for example, someone who has figured out what they want to do with their family, what they want to do about kids, and you absolutely don't even know what's happening with your career, it's okay. You can't do everything at once. You can't expect of yourself to have every single area of your life figured out. You set priorities, you go for those, you enjoy those, and don't lose this innocence of being able to go for what you like, for what brings you joy, for the things that you want to focus on, and prioritizing, okay? Having fun with the list of priorities that you've created for yourself. Don't shame yourself for it. Never feel like you're behind, group number one. I see here within the village that you've got more support and help in November than you expected. So maybe there is an undertaking in November, such as moving or cleaning out your home, or you just have a lot on your plate and you would love for someone to help you out. I want you to know here within the village that parents, friends, and family will definitely volunteer to be there to help you out, to do whatever they can in order to lighten your load so you can create more work-life balance. And I see that you're able to accept the help, group number one, because it's not an ego thing. You don't feel as though you're a burden. You're just graciously going to say yes to any type of help that's offered to you. We have two cards that popped into your reading. We've got the dragonfly as well as the clouds. So first up in the dragonfly, I want you to know here that you're delving really deep into some topics that are new to you. And I see that this is really benefiting your career, okay? So you're delving very deep into different little niche areas of expertise. And I want you to know here in the cloud that what this does is it creates a very unique skill set. So you may be someone who's very charismatic, but at the same time, you're also the type of person who can read numbers very well, who's very good with finances in a business. So you're not a one trick or a one show pony. And you're kind of like making that even clearer in November, group number one. And that makes you someone who is irreplaceable, be it in a relationship that is romantic, be it when it comes to your professional life and your career. So keep on working on that. Keep on kind of having this emergence into different topics that are unusual, that maybe people wouldn't even expect you to know anything about. Keep surprising people, group number one. Like, for example, when I all of a sudden know things about finances, about investing, people don't expect that whatsoever. That's what I mean with immersing yourself in different topics and areas that maybe are not your expertise to begin with, but like that, you're making yourself someone who is a jack of all trades and maybe even discovers different things about themselves that they love, that they're passionate about, that you never would have known had you not looked into it. Now, group one, this is the first part of your prediction that I've received for you. And now what I'd like you to do is, first of all, leave a little lion emoji below in the description box to let me and others know that you chose group number one, you watched it to the end, and you enjoyed it. And then you're going to scroll down into the description box, click your zodiac sign. It could be your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign. You can watch all signs, group number one, in order to create your very own private reading for November. And you'll be fast forwarded to the relevant portion of this video where you can receive the second part of your prediction. So I'll catch you during your zodiac signs reading. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to the first part of your November 2022 horoscopes and predictions. So I'm going to get straight into your reading so we can get into all the details about what's coming in your love life, your career, and your finances. Of course, we'll talk about anything in between that we may receive as a message from your guides as well. But let's delve into it, group number 2. Let's not waste any time. First up, we've got the Ace of Cups. Okay, your private life is what we're starting with. The universe did not come to play today, group number 2. The Ace of Cups is symbolic of a new beginning when it comes to a romantic relationship. So I wouldn't be surprised here if you're single, if someone new comes into your life. If you want more info on your love life specifically, I have a love life only prediction for November. Well, I upload one every single month. It's linked in the description box. Feel free to watch that, as this reading is going to be more extensive. So in the Ace of Cups, you've got this new person coming into your life, and I do want you to know here that the possibility of either ending up in a committed relationship if you're single, or renewing the spark and the trust in an already existing relationship is what we've got here for November for you right off the bat. Next up, we've got the Six of Cups. So leaving behind old arguments, egos, and insecurities. If this is a new person completely, you're not allowing any type of scars from the past to continue to affect your love life moving forward, group number 2, because you want this new person to be able to start on a blank and fresh slate. If you are in a committed relationship, I want you to know here that the Six of Cups shows that you are leaving any type of pettiness behind. Old arguments can finally be laid to rest and to bed, and your person is going to regain your trust and your loyalty. Next up, we've got the Five of Swords. Now, I see here that when it comes to the Five of Swords and communication, you are going to be very direct and clear about what you want when it comes to your career. You're not playing games. If someone is constantly bringing negative, unwanted vibes to you at your job, this could be a coworker who's just constantly gossiping or constantly putting more on your plate than they really should, just because, for example, they've been at the job for longer, or just because they can. They're using their power in a way that just isn't ethical. I see here in the Five of Swords, you're not allowing it, okay? Just as the swords are kind of like crossing each other out, I can definitely see here that you're crossing out anyone who isn't bringing you peace, who isn't paying your rent, who is not contributing to your happiness. No, ma'am. No, thank you, sir. We are moving on from any of those connections. We're not giving those people the time of the day, even if it's a boss. We are standing up to them because yes, they're in a position of power, but that doesn't give them the right to treat us however they want. No, group number 2, November is a month of empowerment, and you've got an amazing situation going on in your love life, so you feel extra supported and confident. Now, the Seven of Pentacles shows me that you shouldn't worry about any repercussions when it comes to speaking up in your career and at your job, because the Seven of Pentacles shows me here that when it comes to your finances, it's just steadily growing and going up. The Sun is one of the most favorable cards of the tarot. If you didn't know that, or you're new to tarot overall, understand that the Sun is one of those cards that just brings light, acceptance, healing into your reading, into your month. It is a card that just makes any type of challenging or difficult cards in your reading a lot more lighthearted, because it shows that the overall vibe of the situation is not like this feeling that is heavy. It's not this feeling of hopelessness. It's actually a very solution-oriented situation. So even if you've got some friction going on in your career, group number 2, during the month of November, you are just trying to find ways to solve it, and it's not that big of a deal because you're taking gratitude very seriously. You're practicing gratitude all the time during the month of November, and you understand that any kind of difficulties or challenges, they're figure outable, and you're going to get to the solution that you need. Next up, we've got the Hummingbird Spirit. Yes, you're here in the now. November is not a month of getting carried away. It's not a month of allowing the past to dictate your actions. It's not a month where you are future stressing. No, you're just here in the now, and you're doing things in the moment that make you happy. You're no longer going to allow for people also to scare you with either future threats or future promising. So if there is someone who you're seeing romantically speaking and they make all of these promises, you are not going to, for example, get intimate with someone just because they're promising you marriage, a relationship, a commitment. No, you first need to see it. You need to see actions. You are just judging them based on what you have seen, based on what they have already done, not based on what they're saying they're going to do. The same goes for finances and your career. Anyone who's making big financial promises, saying that they can do this, that, or saying you should invest in this is a great business opportunity, you'll just lean back and wait for the riches to trickle in for them if they say it's so easy, and then you'll follow if it's actually true. But you're not going to let anyone talk you into something that they're just kind of speaking of, right, that they haven't done themselves, and where they haven't kind of proven that it actually makes sense. So next up, we've got the parrot spirit. What you want to do here, group number 2, is still be very careful about how you communicate, because one thing about the parrot spirit is that it is an indication that talking to someone about your innermost feelings and emotions, your maybe deepest, darkest secrets and desires, is not a good thing for you to do in November with anyone, okay? Because the parrot spirit can be symbolic of someone repeating things about you that they really shouldn't be repeating, or even spreading rumors based on half-truths that they've heard from you. So be very guarded in your job place, and also be very guarded with any new romantic relationships. Don't share too much, because you can't unshare. Once you've told someone about your past, or you've put yourself in a vulnerable position, you don't know that person. They may use that against you, group number 2. So it's important that you only share as much as you're truly comfortable with them maybe using in a situation to get what they want, or to kind of reiterate their point, and just basing it off of things that you told them in confidence, okay? It's best to just not even risk it. Next up, we've got the flamingo spirit for you. So I can see that in November, you're embracing all the in-betweens, all the imperfections. You don't need for life to be perfect, to wake up excited, to want to get things done. Group number 2, I feel like we're on the same wavelength here for November. I wake up excited to do my morning routine, to meditate, to read, to move my body. You guys on Instagram, you see I'm doing 10,000 steps a day. You see I'm meditating. I'm putting all of my notes into my gratitude journal. I'm taking this seriously. I'm embracing the fact that I'm not yet where I want to be. I still have a long way to go. But you know what? This is all part of the process. This is all part of the learning, the struggles, the hard days, the good days. We're embracing the in-between, group number 2, and I can see that you're doing the same. You will wake up and you will know, okay, today could be the best day of my life. Today could be a day where my life changes for the better, where I learn something new, where I meet the love of my life. Okay, so group 2, embracing every situation and every day is the vibe that you're on during the month of November. And on fire, I can see that this actually allows you to really excel at everything that you touch. It's like everything is on fire. Everything that you do turns to gold. Oh, we have another card. Okay, you're also taking action. The universe really wanted to give you this message about being in your masculinity. Now, group 2, if you're new to all this energetic stuff, we all have feminine and masculine energy. It doesn't matter whether you identify as male, you identify as female, as a unicorn. You guys know my channel is all inclusive. That's not what it's about. But there are these polarities, there are these different energies, and I see that you being in your masculine energy, which is the energy of taking action, of getting things done, of not being afraid to put your foot down. Yes, okay, that's what we've got going on here for November. And this is the type of energy that is serving you, that is actually pushing you forward in all of your endeavors, and it's creating an environment of respect. It's creating an environment where people are realizing that they can't just treat you however they want to treat you, that you're not a doormat, and actually the doormat has grown some legs, has gotten up, and has walked away from anyone who tries to walk all over it. Next up, we've got the 8 of elixirs. Now, the Eight of Elixirs shows us here that you're doing so many things in order to cleanse yourself emotionally and energetically. You've got moments where you're going to journal. You've got moments where you'll take walks, you'll take a bath, you'll sing, you'll chant, you'll make music, you'll paint, you'll write poetry. Okay, there are so many different ways in which you're engaging in self-care, group number 2, and this is something to be proud of. Give yourself a little pat on the shoulder right now. Also, how are you staring at the screen? I hope that you're smiling. I hope that you will allow the sides of your mouth to curl upwards right now to just experience this smile, because one thing about smiling, it is almost impossible to feel bad while smiling. It's almost like you're tricking yourself to feeling good right now, to feeling better than you did just a moment ago, just by smiling, group number 2, just by that little action, that little movement that tricks your mind into being a little bit happier. If you just did that and you want to continue to manifest that happiness, you want to continue to use whatever tools you can to uplift your mood, leave a little sunflower emoji below in the comment section, group number 2. That also represents group 2. So I know that you're in this group. I know that you're still here, you're watching, you're engaged in the video. So group number 2, we've got the Three of Elixirs, which shows me here that you've got a lot of different options about who you want to go out with and spend time with in November. So a lot of people are going to ask you if you want to go out and have fun for drinks, movies, maybe even dates as well, okay, because you do have this possibility of meeting the love of your life in November. So obviously you're going out in order for that to happen. And I do see here in the Three of Elixirs that it's important for you to choose wisely who you spend time with, because you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, group number 2. So make it count. Make sure that those people inspire you, that you feel better after leaving them than before you met up with them, okay? That any encounter that you have with this person or with this group of people leaves you feeling energized or like you've learned something new rather than bogged down. If you've ever had that friend or that family member that seems to just always complain or always bring up topics that trigger you, that they know you don't want to talk about, but it's almost like they can't help themselves. It's like it makes them happy to leave you feeling bothered. It's like it gives them pleasure to talk about things that they know bother you, that you don't want to bring back to the surface, but it just somehow brings them this twisted, sick kind of joy. Stay away from those well, always stay away from them, not just in November, but in November, it would be especially helpful to just set those boundaries, because things are going so well for you. You don't need that nonsense, okay? Things are on fire. You're taking action. You don't need anyone who's even making you the slightest ounce or the slightest bit insecure. Next up, we've got the Moon. Now, the Moon is a card of mystery and of things not always being as they seem. So, group 2, I want you to be very careful when dating, okay? Let people know if you're going on a date where you are. Be careful with these dating apps. 99% of the time, they are really safe. But there is that odd possibility that you may be in an uncomfortable position. And that's where I see here in the Moon that you have to vet people, do a little phone or FaceTime call before you meet anyone for the very first time. And do also know here within the Moon and on fire that some people may first say that they love how confident you are and how much of an independent soul or an old soul that you are, but I want you to know that some people will not be able to deal with that in the long run. Some people will slowly but surely become intimidated by your potential. So give things time, okay? Never decide too quickly about whether a person is for you or not. Of course, enjoy the honeymoon stage of any relationship, but don't get too attached to the idea of what you could be, of the family you could have, the 5 children, the place you could live in, the home, the vehicles you would drive, what you would do on Sunday night, all of those things. If you are already fantasizing about that, group number 2, and you are just kind of figuring out if you're even in a relationship with someone, or you're trying to work out a relationship that has been severely damaged, you need to slow your roll a little bit, group number 2, not to call you out. I think we've all done it and we all do it, and it's fine. You can continue with the thoughts, but don't ruminate for too long, okay? Don't start to base your decisions around people based on the fantasies that you have or based on the potential of what could be. Because when you start to give people free passes and let them treat you however they want to treat you, and you kind of let a lot of things slide when you are in this fantasy, or you just want to see someone's potential, and before you know it, your needs haven't been met in a long time. You're feeling resentful, you're getting a little petty, a little angry, a little grumpy, and we don't need that. And that is exactly why this message is here. It's just to remind you to fill up your cup and to make sure that you're not just dating potential, or you're not just keeping people around you who could potentially be nice. They actually need to deliver. Next up, we've got the Nine of Blades. Now, group number 2, the Nine of Blades shows here that you have to pay attention to your sleep pattern in November, especially if it's hard for you to fall asleep, if you suffer from insomnia, if you've got nightmares, things like that. I want you to know here in the Nine of Blades, as well as the Moon, that your intuition will speak to you about different ways on how you can soothe and heal this in November. For some of you, it may be spraying some lavender on your pillow. For others, it may be putting your phone away already like 2 hours before your bedtime, so you're not on edge or anxious. I mean, you have to find what works for you, group number 2. Nobody can really tell you, but you have to try different things. Don't give up. That's one thing that I can see here in the Nine of Blades that you're being called to do when it comes to your nighttime routine, your bedtime routine, and your sleeping habits. Now, group 2, this is part 1 of your prediction. I really hope that you enjoyed it, because we're at the end of this first part. But now what you're going to do is scroll down into the description box. Don't forget to like the video, and then you're going to click your zodiac sign. Okay, this could be your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign. If you're not familiar with all those terms, just click your zodiac sign. If you know all of those different placements, feel free to put together your very own personal reading for November with like 2, 3, 4 parts. However, if you're just familiar with your zodiac sign, click your zodiac sign and you will be fast forwarded to part 2 of your November prediction, where we go into more details, things are more intricate, and everything is based on your zodiac sign. So group number 2, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to part 1 of your November 2022 predictions and horoscopes. So this part is based on the symbol of your choice, and I want to get straight into it. We'll be talking about love, your career, money, everything in between, and we'll figure out exactly what's coming towards you during the month of November. I hope you're just as excited as I am. Just know that this video is going to leave you feeling so much more prepared for November once you've received your psychic prediction. So let's get into it. First up, we've got the Ace of Swords. So I see here that in November, you will have some great ideas that come to you that will elevate your career and kind of make you stand out from the crowd. So while other people are okay with mediocrity or with just doing the bare minimum, and there's nothing wrong with that, we all go through different phases, but I see that you're going the extra mile. You're coming up with great ideas on how to better the business and the establishment as a whole, how to better yourself. You're really into self-development and figuring out overall how you can improve the quality of your life and those surrounding you. The Seven of Swords here shows me that there is someone who is kind of really jealous of that, and I want you to watch out for it, group number 3. There's a reason why you're receiving this reading and why the universe wants you to know this. There is someone at your job or in your personal life who's kind of jealous of how innovative that you are, how driven that you are, and I see in the Seven of Swords that it's best for you to keep your innovative ideas to yourself until you've done it before telling anyone. You also want to keep in mind, group 3, that sometimes when you tell small-minded people big ideas, they may try to find all of the reasons why it can't work, whether that be a dream or an aspiration of yours or just a way how you can improve a business. Keep it to yourself until you've done it, because what people don't know, they can't sabotage and they can't spoil. So that's what I see in the Ace and the Seven of Swords. Now, the King of Swords here shows me that you're not sweating over any of this little petty stuff, whatsoever during the month of November or at all. Group number 3, you're an old soul. You've outgrown this. The King of Swords here shows me that you understand that often when people are jealous, it's just coming from a sense of their own insecurity, of some things that they maybe have not worked through just yet. And you're actually very empathetic. You're actually very understanding. The King of Swords shows me that you're also very analytical about your life during the month of November. So if something doesn't make sense, you're not going for it, whether that's in your love life, in your career, whether that's a financial decision. For you, it's important for people to make things make sense. So if someone says they love you, but their actions speak otherwise, it doesn't make sense. The action doesn't match up with the words, and you're not going for it. You're not falling for it, because in the worst case, that could be gaslighting, right? That could be subjecting yourself to a narcissistic kind of relationship. The same goes in your career. You're not going to spend time with people who just speak. You spend time with people who take action. And I also see that when it comes to financial decisions, you're actually really increasing your intellectual side. Okay, so the financial literacy side of who you are, you're learning a lot. And during the month of November, no one's going to be able to take advantage of you or talk you into anything that you don't want or you're not sure of, just because you're in a place where you're so certain about your opinion and its validity. Next up, we've got the Knight of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords here shows me that regardless of how much confidence and outspokenness we have here for November, you are still a student for life, and you always will be. You are the type of person who is humble to the bone, and maybe it's also because you've come from humble beginnings or you've been in really difficult situations, so you don't take anything for granted. So the Knight of Swords here definitely shows me that while you're very direct, you're very incisive and knowledgeable and logical and all of those great things, you are also the type of person who isn't afraid to sit down and just listen or read a book, listen to a podcast, and continue to educate yourself as you understand that things are constantly changing and you need to freshen up your knowledge too, no matter how much of an expert you may be at the time. I see here within the High Priestess as well as the number 2 that we've got this duality going on during the month of November of not taking any action, but also kind of waiting for the right moment to strike. So the High Priestess shows me here that when it comes to your ideas that you have in November, when it comes to the innovation, when it comes to the different ways in which you're elevating everyone around you, you're not going to do anything until the perfect moment. And I definitely see in the High Priestess as well that you are going to learn as much as you can before you say or do anything. And that is actually something that mature and really intelligent people do. They don't dominate conversations and situations by talking or being the loudest in the room. They're actually the ones who listen. They're the ones who study up, as you can see here in the High Priestess. And they're the ones who don't take any actions rather than just making these hasty, impulsive decisions that are going to do a disservice to everyone, especially themselves in the long term. Okay, so I definitely see this huge sense of maturity here during the month of November and this eagerness and willingness to learn more, but also keep those things to yourself. As we spoke about in the Seven of Swords, there are some copycats around you. Next up, we've got the Canary Spirit. Now, group 3, in the Canary Spirit, I can see here that you're not afraid to stand out and to be different. So you may wear something really eccentric, you know, like this little crown, for example. You may just be very outspoken in your political views or your views about human rights, about women's rights, and you're not afraid to make anyone feel uncomfortable. You're not afraid to ruffle feathers, to rub someone the wrong way, because your opinion is valid. Your opinion is allowed to exist, and you don't have to make yourself small just so someone else can feel comfortable. No, that's not what we're doing, group number 3. I see here in the Stag Spirit that you're not afraid to stand tall and proud in every aspect of your life. So whether that is your physical appearance, whether that is the fact that you're actually really smart, I see here in the Stag Spirit that you're taking the lead. So if, for example, you identify as female in a usually very male, masculine dominated type of career, I see here within the Stag Spirit that you're not afraid to show all of these guys, all of these other individuals, that you're smart, you're intelligent, you don't feel any way about being the only female or one of the few females in the field, and you're just as capable. This is, of course, just an example. It also works the other way. So if you're a male actually working in a mostly female dominated role. I can definitely see here in the Stag Spirit, you're not afraid to stand up for yourself, to tell people how much knowledge that you actually have, how hard you've actually worked to get here, to earn people's respect and trust. And you're 100% in that masculine energy of yours, which is the energy of speaking up, of taking action and moving forward. Next up, we've got the Tear. Now, the Tear shows me for you, group number 3, that there is going to be a little moment of sadness, a little moment where you're there for someone else and you're being very outspoken and you're helping someone in your own way. So someone is going to go through hardship around you. And I see here in the High Priestess that rather than telling them, oh, don't be so sad about the fact that he broke up with you or someone passed away that's close to you, you're not going to give your friend that kind of advice. You're going to simply listen. You're going to be silent. You're going to learn about what's going on, and then you're going to give them some authentic, some real advice. Not advice that just tells them to get over something. You are actually the type of person who will tell those closest to you, feel what you're going through, allow yourself to experience all the emotions, and feel free to cry. I'm right here. And also feel free to just not talk. Feel free to just sit here in silence next to me. It's not awkward. I'm holding space for you. That's what I see here that you're doing for another person in the Tear, group number 3. And that is something to be really proud of, because I think a lot of people are often too uncomfortable to just sit in silence or to just hold space for other people. And that's like a real gift. That's a real lifesaver for a lot of people who just need someone to lean on, who just need someone that can be real. So next up, we've got Eros. And now in Eros, I can see that romantically speaking and sensually speaking, there's definitely some excitement going on, but I also see you kind of taking the lead, okay? Saying what it is that you want in this area of your life behind closed doors, maybe even doing different activities that involve power play, that involve you being the one who takes the lead, who says what's happening, who is just overall, again, this masculine energy of not being afraid to be outspoken. I see a lot of that for you in November, and I see that it's serving you, group number 3. And Eros shows me here that whoever you're with is going to like the confidence too. Next up, we've got the Shapeshifter. So this is maybe not usually how you are. November is definitely very unique, group number 3. That's one thing that I can see. The Shapeshifter shows me here that the more you kind of learn about the different facets and layers of yourself and ways in which you can shift and exist, the more you actually find comfort in uncomfortable positions, because it's almost like you are developing an alter ego that you can allow to go out there into the world when you don't want to show up. So for example, Vanessa is the me, but Vanessa Somuayina, or the Unicorn Mother, the Tarot Queen, that is my alter ego. That is a version of me that is confident, that isn't afraid to do anything. So when Vanessa's feeling insecure, tired, scared, I send out Vanessa Somuayina. I send out the Unicorn Mom, the Tarot Queen, to go out there, get things done, be confident, and I shapeshift into that. I shapeshift into the alter ego that is still me, but allows a part of me to be in safety, to be curled up, and to not feel as though it is exposed to these things that I just want to procrastinate, or that my soul sometimes kind of feels as like a threat that it doesn't want to deal with. Next up, we've got the Unseen for you, group 3. So I can see here that there are a lot of situations in November that you absolutely did not see coming, a lot of surprises that are coming towards you. And I see within the Unseen that it's going to be an eye-opening month. It's going to be a month in which a lot of truths come to light. So someone is going to completely shock you with what they're going through. So think, for example, this friend who needs you as a shoulder to cry on, announcing to you that they are getting divorced, that they've split up with someone whom they were with for a long time, and maybe they've quit their job, or they've just been going through depression or something like an eating disorder, body dysmorphia, a mental struggle that has kept them from being maybe a good friend, from communicating with you, from showing up the way they want to show up. And I definitely see that a lot of things that could have been maybe noticed, okay, where there maybe were some little indicators, some little hints that you overlooked because you're also just human, group number 3, so never blame yourself for that, but all of a sudden everything makes sense and becomes clear. So if there's, for example, someone in your life who has been very inconsistent in how they show up, in November, they will confess to you that they're maybe dealing with depression, that they're maybe dealing with anxiety. And I see that the same goes for you, confessing as well. So if it's been hard for you to get out there to talk to certain people or to even maintain a good social life, I can see here within the unseen that you're going to come clean about it, and that is going to allow for people to also see the signs before they get mad. Like for me, for example, group number 3, it can be really hard for me to stay in touch with people, to write text messages, because I just really don't like texting. And sometimes I just want to curl up in my space, do my videos, and not talk to anyone. And a lot of people, they don't see that it is hard for me to interact socially. They don't realize that it takes a lot for me on some days and weeks to even reply a text message. And when you come clean about the fact that this is something that you struggle with, other people are now able to not see it as a rejection. Other people are able to see it as something that you're going through, you're dealing with, and you're working on, and to not take it personally. Let's move further into your reading, group number 3, before we talk about your zodiac signs portion of your November predictions. So we've got the 10-90 ratio. So what the 10-90 ratio is about is that life is really 10% of what happens to you, and 90% is how you react to it, group number 3. Now, the 1090 ratio is a card that I designed for the Wild Muse Oracle deck, which is the most recent deck that I published. And I want you to know that the thought behind this card was to encourage you and empower you to take matters into your own hands and to remind yourself that your reaction and the way that you choose to deal with things, that is what dictates your future. Life isn't just happening to you, it's happening for you. Everything that is amazing, everything that is challenging is here for you to work with and for you to use. And when you change your mindset from why is this happening to me to how can this serve me? How can I use this in order to grow, in order to excel? Then you all of a sudden come up with so many different solutions and opportunities and variables that are positive, that show you different paths on how you can still get to where you want to go, rather than constantly feeling like a victim or constantly feeling like things aren't working out for you. I see here that the most important thing for you to do in November, group number 3, is to just be with a tribe that vibes like this. If you don't have any friends who, for example, are these people who motivate you, who make you feel like you can do anything, if you are one of the many people, group number 3, who don't have anyone super inspiring in their life, or who doesn't have someone in their life that has done what you're trying to do. So if you want to be a successful entrepreneur and you don't have that in your life right now, or you want to be someone who's really fit and healthy, but everyone around you doesn't work out, doesn't move their body, doesn't eat healthily, that doesn't mean that you're doomed or that you have to be alone, okay? Actually, what you can do with that is you can focus on listening to podcasts of people who inspire you, reading books, autobiographies, watching documentaries of those people, associating in that way. You don't need to physically have someone before you that inspires you in order to feel that inspiration and allow it to affect you. As long as you're spending most of your days in a state where you're engaging with content that is all about the type of energy that you want to put out into the world, that's what matters. Because remind yourself, you really are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And if you need to distance yourself from almost everybody in your life for a period of time because maybe you don't want to be the average of those people as much as you love them, but you want to outgrow the situation, you want to learn, you want to move in a completely different direction, do that. Spend time with your books, your podcasts, YouTube videos, and remind yourself of the fact that also communication is key. So keep people in the loop if you're going through a time of a little bit of solitude, a little bit of hermit mode happening. Now, group number 3, this is part 1 of your prediction. And if you enjoyed it, please do leave a little bird emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here, that you chose group number 3, and that you're part of the unicorn tribe. But what's going to happen now, group number 3, is that you're going going to scroll down into the description box. Then you're going to click your zodiac sign and you'll be fast forwarded to the second part of your prediction. Also, don't feel shy to watch your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, any placement that you desire. I create these monthly predictions so you can use them in order to create your own very personal reading for free right here on my channel. You can combine as many parts as you like that are relevant to you in order to create your very own personal psychic prediction each and every month. And if you like that, don't forget to thumbs this video up and let me know by engaging in the comment section. So group number 3, I'll catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello, all my beautiful Aries babies, and welcome to your November horoscopes. I'm so excited to get into the second, even more intricate part of your monthly prediction. So let's see what's coming towards all my gorgeous Aries of the zodiac during the month of November in all areas of life. So we've got the fault line, my beautiful Aries. I can see here that there's going to be some clear divisions between love, your career, and money. So you're not mixing business with pleasure. You're also not going to authorize giving any friends, family members, or lovers money or time that you don't have. It's important for you that you don't mix these areas of life because maybe you've been burnt before, or you've just heard horror stories of when people had great intentions, but in the end it caused more stress than it was worth, and you're trying to avoid that. I see here within the Father that you've got this authoritative type of energy to you during the month of November. Think Zaddy energy. Think the fact that you are taking the initiative and you're taking the lead, and you're not afraid of what other people may say or think about you doing that. You know that sometimes you have to put your foot down and sometimes you have to say no to certain things, and you're really not worried to be the person who's doing that, to be the person in charge. And one thing about the Father and the fault line is that if there was a rift or a disagreement between you and a fatherly figure in your life, this is something that you will be able to patch up during the month of November. Next up, we've got the threshold. So you're stepping into a completely new space when it comes to your career and money, my beautiful Aries babies. And I see that the past is going to be left behind while you move into this new responsibility. So you may be given some new tasks that you weren't used to that allow you to move up in the ladder during the month of November when it comes to your professional life. And I do see here that you will have to engage with a new team, with new people, and it's going to feel a little scary and a little unknown, but you can do it. I see here with an upside down that everything is going to be kind of turned on its head during the month of November. It's like there's a complete 180 that's happening, so a complete change of direction, and you're seeing things from a different perspective. So because you are looking into a different area, you're being assigned some different tasks for your work. If you're an entrepreneur, you're learning about different parts of the business that you otherwise kind of procrastinated or avoided stepping into. And I see here with an upside down that it actually gives you really great perspective on things that you weren't able to see beforehand. Next up, we've got becoming a nobody. So I do see for you in November that there's like this blank slate vibe when it comes to your love life and when it comes to giving people opportunities. Okay, you're not going to judge anyone before you have seen their actions. You're going to give people a chance. And I also see in becoming nobody that you're detaching yourself from too many expectations. So in the past, you had maybe already like pre-dreamed or pre-fantasized about being with someone, starting a family with them, living happily ever after with another human being. And I see here in becoming nobody that you're being a lot more careful when it comes to that, and you're not going to start writing a whole story when someone hasn't even shown you like half a page of who they truly are. I see within the forest that you understand that your peace, your time, your love is far too valuable for you to just be giving it out like that so frivolously and freely, and that you have to protect yourself and your balance, your inner peace. That's one thing that I see in the forest. Furthermore, the forest is like a breath of fresh air for you, especially in November. If you live in a place where all the leaves are kind of turning orange and red, do know that this is a great place for you to go and recharge. And also the air quite literally speaking, is a lot more pure in the forest, as all of the trees and plants are filtering it for you, renewing it for you, and creating fresh air for you to breathe in and fill your lungs with. And once you're done being in the forest, being around the plants and the vegetation, you will definitely feel elated. You will feel like there's nothing you can't do. Now, the ocean shows me, for my super enthusiastic and outgoing Aries babies, that November is bringing some ebb and flow. So some situations where you've got a lot to do, there will be 1 or 2 weeks that are very busy, and then there will also be a time in November where you can lean back and relax a little more. So there's this ebb and flow when it comes to your work, where half of the month is filled with really busy tasks, really busy work, and then the other half is kind of really relax and chill. I see here within the whale that allows for you to create a schedule that you're being called to sometimes not be afraid to waver from either. So even if you have like a certain schedule or a certain plan, you can adjust that depending on how busy you are. So for example, if you've got a lot to do at work and you made plans with a friend, now the day has come and you actually really don't feel like going out. You really just want to stay in. Be honest, talk to them about it, talk to them about the fact that maybe you're running behind or you underestimated how much you had to do for your work, how much you had to do in your other area of life, and just tell them, hey, can we reschedule? Can we do this another time? Remind yourself here that you have to be in charge of your tasks and your schedule. There's no point in meeting someone if you're not happy about it. Next up, we've got the sea otter for you. Now, all my gorgeous Aries babies, the sea otter is a symbol of transformation, but also kind of fitting in anywhere and everywhere. So I see that there may be a very fancy kind of party and get together that you're going to go to, and you're going to fit in there seamlessly. Even if you don't feel like it, I see that you can blend in anywhere. And then there's also going to be some very down to earth situations. I see that with the ocean and the sea otter. That's very casual, that's just very normal, so to say, and you're going to be able to talk to anyone, no matter what walk of life that they come from, because you are just the type of person who can have a conversation regardless of what the room looks like. And that's the type of strength that I see really coming out here during the month of November. Now, the sacred ibis shows me that there is like a door, a portal that's opening, and you're going to be learning a lot. I see in connectivity to becoming nobody. A lot of this has to do with knowing yourself, understanding who you are beyond the surface, beyond what you've known up until this point. And the sacred ibis connects to the master number 22, which is a number of a teacher, of someone who has a gift of showing others their own knowledge. So I definitely see here that there's like this portal opening to you becoming more of a teacher. Maybe you quite literally want to become a teacher, but maybe you are also just becoming so successful at your career that you're slowly positioning yourself into a space of authority where you can teach others how you got to this place, what you learned, what your journey was like, and you're actually the one motivating others who want to accomplish the same things that you're accomplishing. So all of my beautiful Aries babies, leave a little whale emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you're an Aries baby and that you watched all the way through to the end of the second part of your prediction. Feel free to watch your moon sign and your rising sign as well to create a complete personal reading for yourself right here on my channel. Thank you so much for being here and sharing this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Taurus babies. Welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your November predictions and horoscopes. I want to get straight into it so we can figure out exactly what's coming towards you during the month of November so you can be as prepared as possible for anything and everything. So let's see what we've got. We've got the skunk spirit as well as the lion spirit. So I do see here that during the month of November, no one can tell you anything, my beautiful Taurus babies. You know your worth. It doesn't matter whether someone agrees with it or not, whether someone wants to show that they know your worth. If someone isn't honoring your worth and the things that you need in a relationship, whether it be a work relationship or a romantic one, you're out, my beautiful Taurus babies. You're not here to play games. I see here in the lion spirit that doesn't take away from the fact that you are a very generous person. That's one thing about you that nobody can deny. You're generous, you're giving. There's most likely going to be like a birthday party or a farewell party that you're attending. You're going to be bringing a gift for someone. You're going to be showing your generosity in that way. However, what you're not generous about, of course, is people wasting your time or causing drama in your life. So anyone who has that tendency is not going to be around you during the month of November. Next up, we've got the butterfly spirit. So there's some transformation going on. The butterfly spirit corresponds to the master number 11, which is a number of someone who's like a master creator, entrepreneur, the type of person who can do so much by themselves. Of course, you can work well with other people, but I do also see here that when you're in your zone and you're really just counting on you, that's when your creativity and also the transformation that you go through is the strongest, the most impressive, and in a way just the most beautiful. That's one thing that I see here in the butterfly spirit. Now the death card confirms that, and all my beautiful Taurus babies, if you're new to tarot or astrology, oracle cards, I want you to know here that in tarot, the death card doesn't actually mean death, like literally. The death card just stands for the end of an era, and that makes a lot of sense here with the butterfly spirit, okay? Something is coming to an end that just doesn't serve you anymore. It could be that you've got certain traits that are procrastinating when it comes to your success. It could be that you've got certain toxic traits and patterns about yourself that you've now outgrown, that you've matured out of. And I definitely see here within the death card and the skunk spirit that all of that has to do with letting people overstep boundaries. And that is just something you're axing out of your life. Now, the chariot shows me that due to this, you will find that actually life just moves so much more seamlessly and easily once you've done this. The chariot is a card that symbolizes forward movement. It symbolizes that you've got all of your T's crossed and your I's dotted, and you know what direction you're moving towards. And the less confusion there is energetically, so the less time that you spend with people who don't have great energy, the more you will find that forward movement comes really easily. So with this new beginning of axing out people who are just not serving you energetically or really in any way, I see here that there is a water sign coming into your life. Now, the King of Cups could mean that they identify as male, but they don't need to. King energy is just energy that is in their divine masculine, that is decisive, that is mature, that also has this authoritative type of energy to it. And the King of Cups is a Pisces, Scorpio, or a Cancerian heavy person when it comes to their birth charts. So I do see that they're coming into your life and they're romantically interested in you here in November. The Hanged Man shows that when it comes to your finances, there aren't any drastic changes. So while you are trying something new, creating maybe multiple streams of income, things like that, I see with the Chariot and the Hanged Man that first you got to put in a little bit of that work. You got to manifest, you got to put your best foot forward. And then you will find that you will see the results, but the results are not going to immediately be here. It's not going to immediately show up in November for you. November is like the preparation phase. It's like the phase in which you are getting acquainted with new things, you're learning, you're figuring out what you want to do next, you're transforming, but then the fruit of your labor is coming at another point. So healthy boundaries is what we've got here. We spoke about that with the skunk spirit and just kind of kicking people out of your life who don't know boundaries, who don't want to respect boundaries, and who do not want to show that they understand and know your worth. And that's exactly what I see here within healthy boundaries as well. Next up, we've got beauty sleep. Okay, you're getting a lot more sleep during the month of November, my beautiful Taurus babies. And as a Taurus, I mean, you love the finer things. You love food, you love sleep, you love anything that is just chill. You are a sign that can spend literally a month by themselves in their own world and you're happy. You don't need to constantly be around other people. You don't constantly need people to reassure you or talk to you. You're a pretty steady and grounded sign. So in beauty sleep, I can see that it's way overdue for you to have some proper sleep where you can 100% refresh your brain, your cells, just allow yourself to enjoy 8, 9, 10 hours at once. Do that multiple times. It is actually the healthiest thing you can do also for the long term, for the longevity of your health. Now, in being open to receiving, I see that you're not only being generous in November, but you're also receiving something. So you're also getting a gift in return from someone. It could be like a little promotional gift. It could also just be that someone thought of you and saw something small or invited you for a coffee or for a dinner, and you're being asked to just be open to receiving it, my beautiful Taurus babies, even if you're usually the giver, the one who is generous, the one who puts the first move out there to give something to another person. Be open to someone giving to you as well. And I see here within Tell It Like It Is that there will be like a microphone at your mouth during the month of November. Everyone's going to want to have a little piece of your opinion when it comes to difficulties that they're going through in their lives. Okay, so anyone who needs advice is going to come to you because they know that you're honest, they know that you will tell it like it is, and they really want to understand what you would do in this given situation. So people are coming to you for advice, they're coming to you to figure out exactly how they can handle tricky situations in their lives. So all of my beautiful Taurus babies, leave a little butterfly emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you are a Taurus baby who is here, who watched the second part of their prediction all the way through to the end and enjoyed it. Know that I'm sending you so much love. Don't forget to watch your moon sign or your rising sign to put together a super personalized reading for yourself right here on my channel. I'd like to thank you for spending this magical time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Gemini babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your November 2022 readings. I hope that you enjoyed picking the first part of your prediction during the start of this video, but now let's talk all things Gemini, shall we? Let's see what's coming towards you during the month of November. So first up, we've got the Alpha Centurions. So one thing that I can see here is that you're planning ahead, you're strategizing. November is actually a month of preparation. So it could be that you're planning ahead for December or for the year 2023, and you're trying to be very strategic and logical about what comes next. And this is very adjacent to who you are as a sign. You are an air sign, my beautiful Geminis. You are ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is the planet of communication, and it's also often in retrograde. And I want you to know that Mercury is going to be retrograding at the end of the year. So what you're doing is you're planning ahead. You're already figuring out what comes next in your life, so you don't need to deal with retrograde type of energy once it's actually taking place and maybe even, wreaking some havoc in everyone's life. Next up, we've got the reptilians for you. So in the reptilians, I can see that another reason for strategizing and planning ahead is because there is some fierce competition in the workplace, and there's some new people that are going to be employed who are kind of very competitive. They want to get the most out of their position. They want to make as much money as they can, no matter how unethical it may be. And they're kind of predators, okay? They're a little bit tyrannical. I can see here within the shadow self, at first you may have some difficult feelings coming to the surface because of this. And it may cause you to self-reflect in a way that makes you feel a little bit like, oh, maybe I should be more like that. Maybe I shouldn't be so kind. But all of my Gemini babies, you're doing the right thing. Just because there are some new kids on the block during the month of November who aren't playing by the book, who don't have the same type of morals and values like you do and don't play with integrity, that doesn't mean that you should ever stoop to their level. And I definitely see that in the end here, just planning ahead, having foresight, remaining the type of person who will always keep their integrity in place is what's going to allow you to win the race in the long run, even if some people look like they're getting ahead in the short term. I see within hope on the horizon that some dreams that you had written off are coming back to show you that, hey, there is actually hope for these dreams to come true and for things to work out, especially when it comes to the romantic aspect of your life. In connectivity to the shadow self, I can see here that you had maybe projected some different ideas of yourself onto your love life that you're dealing with, you're healing through it. So if, for example, as a kid, your parents told you that you'll never find anyone who's going to marry you, or, for example, you saw a very traumatic kind of relationship play out as a kid, maybe there was a divorce, there was infidelity, there were just things going on that made you feel as though love is a difficult topic, I want you to know here that there is hope during the month of November on the horizon that makes you feel like, hey, this can actually be great for me. I see within time to move on that you also understand what unhealthy relationships are, where people don't really have boundaries, and you understand that it's also time to move on from that, that you're no longer in a place where that is something that's tolerable or that's something that you even want in your life whatsoever. So you're not afraid to walk out on a situation that is toxic and where people are just projecting their insecurities onto you, because often when teachers or parents or just in general anyone says something to you that is mean-spirited or that shows that they doubt your intelligence and your capabilities, that is actually just a reflection of how they feel about life and they feel about themselves, and they're projecting it onto you. And that's where I can see that there is a release of shame that's taking place the more you connect the dots with these instances. I want to talk a little bit about your career and money side over here. So we've got the best of you. That's what I see that you're showing. So it doesn't even matter if there are like bullies in the workplace, new kids on the block who just came to like play dirty here within the reptilians like we spoke about, because you're still going to shine, because people love being around your clean, pure energy. And I see here within the best of you that actually what that's just going to do is it's going to make you look better. It's going to make you look like the person who always keeps their moral compass in a place that is respectable compared to other people who will do anything for a little bit of extra clout, attention, or money. I see here within becoming a nobody for you, my beautiful Geminis, that you're also open to complete change and a completely different role in your career. So you're not afraid to try something new. You don't feel as though your career defines you, even though things are going well with your money and finances and your entire professional life. I can see that you're not afraid to step into a new role, and it's maybe even something that you're kind of craving, because being in a work environment that is slowly turning more and more toxic or slowly filled with more and more people who don't have pure intentions, that can be really draining, even if you're keeping yourself in a positive space with integrity. I see within the whale spirit that you feel it's very mysterious what the future holds for you, my beautiful Gemini babies. You're not sure. But overall, there is this kind of chill vibe to you where you may not know exactly what's next, but you're okay. You have faith in the fact that you will be held. The universe is here for you. You were able to survive until this point of you literally watching this video and this reading. So you will be able to figure out other things, whether they're challenges, whether they're great situations. You will be able to figure it all out along the way, because you know everything is figure outable, as I like to say. Next up, we've got the wolf spirit. So you're turning pain and all of these difficult situations you've been in life into wisdom. And I see that because of your innate ability to do this, you're actually someone who is increasingly attractive to other people, because you don't seem like such a loose cannon. You don't seem like someone who gets super emotional over little things. So when people are acting up, also romantically, okay, playing the hot and cold game, ghosting you, maybe being slightly disrespectful, you're not even going to give it the time of the day, because you understand that's what they want. They want a reaction. They're either not that interested or they want to trigger a reaction. If they're not that interested, the best thing you can do is just leave them alone anyways. And if someone is trying to trigger a reaction, whether this is someone you've been with for a month or a decade, you're not going to lean into that, because you're not playing that game. You're not giving them any type of reaction that's just going to cause stress for you. I see here within the eagle that you're actually more focused on your goals, on harmony. You're more focused on being one with your guides and just simply flowing, my beautiful Gemini's babies. You're in your space, and that brings out a lot of passion. Like anything that doesn't light you up, that doesn't make you feel like, wow, this is actually really adding to my life and my experience, is uninteresting for you in November. So that could be people, it could be experiences, because you know that there's something great that's coming next for you. You can't quite put your finger on it, but you know it's coming. So all of my beautiful Gemini babies, I hope that you enjoyed the second, even more intricate part of your prediction. Make sure that you leave a little lizard emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here to represent all Geminis. And of course, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming predictions. Know that I'm sending you so much love, and I'll speak to you in an upcoming video. Hello, all of my beautiful fellow Cancerians, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your November horoscope and pick a card reading psychic prediction. Wow, that is a mouthful. Let's get into your reading, my gorgeous Cancerians. Don't forget to leave a little crab emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you represent the Cancer fam and that you're here ready to watch your prediction. So first off, we've got the red fox. I can see that you're strategizing for the month of November. You know that if you want to accomplish your goals, you're going to have a plan, okay? Maybe you're even starting a bullet journal, a list that you cross off every single day. So on that list, you may have meditation, make your bed, work out. It could be post something on social media if you run your own business. It could be show up at work 10 minutes early just so you can check in with the numbers, with the accounts. Whatever it is, I can see here in the red fox, you've got a strategy and you know that you have to be disciplined and stay on the ball if you want it to make an amazing difference for you in your career and your overall feel of life. Next up, we've got the bison. The bison shows me here that you're turning these little habits into like rituals that you cannot live without. And you're just doing it like a machine, okay? You're not even thinking about it. When you wake up in the morning, it is not a negotiation whether you're going to be healthy or driven or disciplined today. You just wake up and you do it, regardless of how you feel. You're going to wake up and do that 10-minute workout. You're going to wake up and drink that water, have that healthy breakfast, take that walk, you're going to meditate, you're going to do yoga, whatever it is that you strategically have put on your list to become a habit and a ritual, you're doing it. No questions asked. I can see a lot of discipline here for the month of November. And the lioness shows me here that you're doing this to protect your peace and your mental health, because you understand that when you have gotten to the point where there's an emotional breakdown, where once again you're at a place where you feel depressed, down, anxious, it's already like too late. You don't even want it to get to that point anymore. So that is why you're creating routines, habits, and rituals that can keep you more grounded, that can keep you in a place of just feeling healthier overall mentally and physically. So you don't even need to get so far off the deep end that all of a sudden you need like a week-long meditation retreat to get yourself back on track. You're doing something little every single day to protect yourself in the long term. So this is all about longevity. This is not about short sprints that burn you out. Next up, we've got the tarantula. Now, the tarantula shows me here that you've got some really intimate connections that are going on during the month of November, and I see that you have to protect those, okay? There are some people that may try to come between you and a lover. I see that here in connectivity to us being in the love life part of your November prediction, and I want you to know here with the tarantula and the lioness that you don't have to say anything before there has been action, okay? So if you've got a partner or someone who you're seeing, and you know someone's just looking at them, you don't need to say, hey, don't look at my partner. But if someone is starting to try to move in on your territory, oh, my beautiful Cancerians, you can speak up. You can put yourself between that person and your partner and just make it very clear here that you are protective about your connection. And if your partner is the type to kind of engage in this, or even finds it in a way funny to banter with another person or to make you slightly jealous, I can definitely see that in order to keep your peace, strategize not allowing that to visibly upset you. Next up, we've got the Wolverine. Now, the Wolverine shows me some very fierce energy, and that's exactly what I can see here when it comes to your love life, but also your career. So you're not playing games, even if you've got a partner or someone you're seeing who's a little bit of a jokester, a little bit of a clown sometimes, my beautiful Cancerians. No, I see here in the Wolverine that you've got fierce, no BS energy going on for you during the month of November. You know what you want and you're going after it, and you're also not going to allow anyone to pull the wool over your eyes when it comes to spending. I see here that you're very protective over your finances because it has been a journey to get to where you are right now, my beautiful Cancerians. It hasn't been easy. It was hard for you to make this money to get to this place. And now you're not just going to give it away. You're not just going to let anyone who walks up to you have a little piece of it. No, they can earn it. They can ensure that you feel happy spending your time, money, and energy. Next up, we've got Know Your Worth as well as Murky Waters. So what I see here for you, my fellow Cancerians, is that during the month of November, you are absolutely extra. You know your worth. Maybe you're wearing your favorite dress, you're changing your hair color. Just overall, you're not afraid to stand out because you also realize here that the people who would even say something about your looks negatively or talk about you or just make little comments as you're walking down the street, whatever it is here in the Murky Waters, you know that it's just because they don't know themselves. They don't know their own style. They don't know what they like. They don't know how to know their own worth. Therefore, they find it very triggering when they see someone else who does know their own worth. And this is one thing that I can see here that you understand is a journey. You actually have compassion for people who gossip or talk about others who are different because you understand that they're still in this space because they just have not found themselves in a way where they feel confident and comfortable enough to not engage in such behavior, to not make this type of communication a part of their day-to-day life. Next up, we've got the Maiden. Now, the Maiden shows me here that you're definitely the type of person that people are coming to at your work to fix a lot of situations that are just too overwhelming for them. So I definitely see a big badge of honor and public recognition that's coming your way in November in your career and professional life because you're helping everyone out where you can. And people know that if they need something, you will not say no as long as you can help, as long as you do have time for it. I see here within the tier that when it comes to your love life, you remember we spoke about someone kind of trying to move in on your turf or your territory, someone being a little bit jealous about what's going on for you. I see here within the tier that what's actually going to happen because of your fierceness that we have here within the Wolverine and you knowing your worth, actually anyone who tries any monkey business when it comes to your love life is just going to end up disappointed. They're going to end up feeling dumb, quite frankly speaking, and like they should have never tried to go up against you. That's one thing that I see here in the tier and the tarantula. So all of my beautiful Cancerians, I hope that you enjoyed this part of your prediction, the horoscope aspect. Let me know below in the comment section. Don't forget to leave that crab emoji down there. Furthermore, do know that I have a November love prediction where I only talk about love linked below in the description box. So feel free to watch that and check that out if you want to know more about your love life specifically. Thank you for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me. And I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all my gorgeous Leo babies, and welcome to the second part of your November predictions and horoscopes. I can't wait to talk all things Leo so we can figure out exactly what's coming towards you during the month of November. So we'll start off with the Pastel Journey Tarot, which is finally restocking in November. The link is in the description box in case you're interested. So let's see what's coming towards you, my stunning Leo babies. First up, we've got the Five of Pentacles. So in the Five of Pentacles, I can see that you're walking away from opportunities at your workplace that you thought were for you, but you're realizing this is just not it. It's just not serving you. And I see here within the Knight of Swords that it took you a lot of time to think this over, whether you want to pass up on these opportunities, but you're understanding that maybe when it comes to your career, you just need to find a path that gives you more purpose, that allows you to be yourself in a way that is more authentic and where you can be more outspoken and really just show how creative and generous that you are. The Sun is one of the most favorable cards of the tarot, my gorgeous Leos, and it represents a time of bliss, of warmth, and of people being there for you. So during this time where you're figuring out what you want to do professionally, about your career and your life's purpose, and also figuring out how to best manage your finances, you have people who are by your side, who are supporting you, who are like ride or dies. No matter what comes, they're there for you, and they're not going to allow you to feel as though you're alone in this. business. Next, with the Three of Wands, I can see here that they will even come up with ideas on how you can collaborate with them or other people to create passion projects that can maybe turn into a main squeeze, a main job. So I do see with the Knight of Swords and the Three of Wands that you're thinking of different ways how you can also create like extra income, extra revenue, and just do something that really lights you up and makes you happy. Next up, we've got the Hanged Man. Now, my beautiful Leo babies, as you guys know, as a tarot reader here on YouTube, honesty is the number one thing for me. I don't like to create readings where I just tell people what they want to hear. So know within the Hanged Man, in connectivity to your love life, that things are going well. You feel comfortable. I see that here in the Sun. You're happy, but there aren't going to be changes that are so significant that your entire routine or day-to-day changes. Okay, so you're still going to have your same routine, your same everyday kind of situations that you're in, that you're doing. You're going to eat the same thing. You're going to wake up at the same time. You're going to have the same route to work. So I see here in the Hanged Man that there's not going to be this situation where you completely give yourself to another human being. You're taking your time and you're ensuring that you really like the situation before you get too caught up in anything. And if you are already in a committed relationship or marriage, know in the Hanged Man and the Sun, the relationship will continue to be strengthened, will continue to stay strong. You'll do things together that make you feel closer to each other, and nothing drastic is going to happen in that connection. Next up, we've got emotional baggage for you. So all my beautiful Leos, leave a little airplane emoji below in the comment section, because that's usually what baggage kind of connects to. But here with emotional baggage, we have you dealing with some traumas, with some situations from your childhood, from an earlier point in life. And I see here in the Hanged Man that you're trying to see it from a different perspective. And that's not to let people off the hook or say that some difficult things that happened to you were okay or acceptable. It just allows you to see things from a point of view that maybe gives you a deeper understanding as to how you became the person you are today based on your past. And maybe you can even find a little bit of gratitude in these difficult, challenging times. Now, the On Fire card connects to the number 44. If that is showing up for you constantly, you keep seeing 44 or 444, do know here, my beautiful Leo babies, that this is actually a synchronicity that you should follow, as it shows here. And it's leading you in the right direction. It's leading you in a direction of accomplishment, of getting things done that make you feel like, yes, this is passion. I'm on fire with this. And I do see here in goal setting as well that when it comes to your accomplishments and personal goals that you've got, it is important for you to be very specific, especially if you want to manifest. You can't just say, I want a house, or I want a car, or I want X amount of money. You have to like write it down to the little detail. What model of car is it? How much does it cost, down to the penny? What do you need the money for if you're trying to manifest money and that's a goal that you're setting? Where is the house that you're trying to purchase? What neighborhood is it in? Do you know the street? Do you know how many bedrooms? Do you know any other details about the property? This is definitely something that I see that you have to write down and you have to make super, super clear if you want it to become real. And remind yourself here that it's a journey. It's not something that you just put out there into the universe today and then it will magically appear tomorrow. You're going to have to, of course, also put action behind the things that you desire and you're trying to speak into existence. You're going to have to wake up every single day and be disciplined and work towards it. And remind yourself here that good things can take time and that the universe doesn't have a timeline like you do. So great things can happen way more quickly than expected, but sometimes they also take time, and impatience is something that will ruin the journey. And I see here that during the month of November, you're being encouraged to enjoy all the in-betweens and every step of the way. Now, with the fault line for you, my Leo babies, I can see that there is a very strong division between love and money. You are not lending money or any kind of material things to someone whom you're infatuated with or to a partner. You are not mixing business with pleasure. Maybe you have seen really crazy things happen when people have done that. Maybe you yourself have been in a difficult situation where you mixed up family matters and love with money, with your career. And I see here in the fault line that during the month of November, no matter who asks you, no matter who needs help, and it will make you feel like you're not generous. I see that here in the Five of Pentacles. It will make you feel uneasy, but you will stick to this pact, to this promise that you made with yourself, and keep that division in place in order to avoid any kind of stressful situations in the future, anything that just causes more emotional baggage. You don't need that, you don't want that, and you're not even going to risk it. So all of my gorgeous Leo babies, this is the reading that I received for you. Make sure that you leave that airplane emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you watched it to the end and to represent the Leo fam. Know that I'm sending you so much love, and feel free to watch your moon and your rising sign and put together your very own private tarot card reading right here using the timestamps. Thank you for all your love and support. Know that I'm sending you so many hugs, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all my beautiful Virgo babies. Welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your November horoscopes and predictions. I can't wait to move into this so we can figure out exactly what's happening for all my gorgeous Virgo babies during the month of November. We'll talk love, career, money. Don't forget to tune into your moon or your rising sign too in order to create your very own personal tarot reading. So let's see what we've got. First up, we have the White Raven Spirit. So I see here that for my Virgos, what's happening in November is something pretty unusual. As a Virgo, you are someone who's very analytical, you're critical, you're detail oriented. You're the type of person who really needs some facts, okay? You're the type of person who is very much into rational thinking and logic. But I see with the White Raven Spirit that there's so many little bits of magic and synchronicities coming your way that it's undeniable that there's something bigger than you and I at works, and you're trusting in the magic. Furthermore, the White Raven Spirit also corresponds to the number 66, which you may continuously see. And also, I would not be surprised if you see a white feather or a light gray feather in the next couple days, confirming for you, my beautiful Virgos, that in fact you can trust in the magic, and the magic is working for you. Life is happening for you, not to you. Let's see what we've got next. So we have the Lizard Spirit. The Lizard Spirit shows me that rather than putting limitations on what you can accomplish and what your dreams are, I can see that you're actually fixated on making your dreams a reality and dreaming the world that you desire into being, and understanding that everything that exists today was just in someone's imagination at some point. It was someone's dream, whether it is, for example, a cell phone. You know how phones were connected to wires and like on the wall in the past? Someone had to think of, hey, if I could just walk around holding my phone, I wouldn't constantly have to be standing next to this wall. And it first just started as someone's dream, as someone's imagination. So that's where I can see here in the Lizard Spirit that you understand that your dreams don't need to be small, and they also don't need to already exist in order for them to be able to come true. We've got the Otter Spirit next. You are being reminded that you're never alone, even if there's a deceased loved one that you really miss, or for example, a relationship that came to an end and you really wish you still had that person in your life in a way, even if you know that maybe it wasn't the healthiest situation, or maybe it was time for them to go. I see here in the Otter Spirit that you never feel lonely, you never feel as though you're by yourself, and you have friends and family that will show you this, but you also have come to this understanding that feeling lonely has nothing to do with how many people are around you. You can be in a room full of people and still feel lonely, right? Being alone is not necessarily something that equates to being lonely, because you're just so full on the inside and you have people whom you know will be there for you if you need them, that you understand that loneliness is just in your head, and that you don't have to allow for it to take over any part of your existence. Instead, I see here within taking action that you're actually the type of person here in November that's not allowing for any mental anguish to take up too much space. So even if you're dealing with an eating disorder or depression or bipolar or anything else mentally that is really challenging and can make every day a little harder than it needs to be, I see that you're working through it. You're not even going to give it the space and time that it may usually take up. You're all about taking action rather than procrastinating, because you know that the longer it takes you to take action, the bigger the task becomes just mentally and in your head. The best of you is a sign that during the month of November, you are putting your best foot forward. You are the type of person who everyone wants to be with, romantically speaking, during the month of November. Everyone sees that your energy is in a place of not only taking action and being a leader and unafraid, but you just have this confidence about you in November that's a little unusual. You're usually a bit more grounded, a little bit more humble, but this is really a good look for you for the month of November, as you have that perfect balance between being confident and also still having your humility. Now, in manifesting magic, we have a card that connects beautifully with the White Raven Spirit, which is about trusting the magic, and manifesting magic shows us here that the more you kind of trust the magic and you trust in the good and what can happen for you, the more you will actually see little and big things manifesting and coming to life, to actually come to fruition, to be a part of your day-to-day experience. So if you've been working with spells, if you've been working with manifestation meditations, if you have been scripting, speaking things into existence, using a journal, do know here that you will be able to enjoy some of the fruit of your labor. And don't stop in November. Keep going in the next month so you can keep manifesting. I see here within the Anunnaki that when it comes to your money, your career, your professional life, there will be some drama at the workplace. That is one thing that's very clear. There are two different sides. There's a division, and that workplace drama may even have to do with some political or socioeconomic issues. It may have to do with people's background, where they're from when it comes to their ethnicity. So I definitely see here that there are some difficult situations that you're handling super diplomatically. And I see here within the Syrians that you just think to yourself that all of these people need to grow up. All of these people need to understand that we've got greater issues in this world, that we're all in the end actually really fortunate. I mean, if you're watching this video, that means that you are connected to the internet. You most likely have a roof over your head of some sorts. You're most likely not wanting for clean water or food. So in the grand scheme, these are first world problems, and that's how you feel about a lot of things that are going on during the month of November. And it just seems a little ridiculous to you at times, and it just makes you roll your eyes and think to yourself, wow, like some people really just need to mature. Next up, we've got the bridge. Now, the bridge shows me that rather than saying that in that way at your workplace, you're actually creating lots of bridges for people to grow and for people to see the bigger picture. You're the glue that keeps everyone together. In November, you're the person that people come to at your workplace and also in your personal life to ask advice from, to ask what they can do next. And I can see that you're always kind of the one who is mending. You're like the communicator between two different camps. You are the mediator in November, and maybe you're just used to this from childhood already. And I can see here within the underworld that the knowledge and the screenshots that you have, my beautiful Virgo babies, you could destroy people's lives. You could end people's existence, literally, with all of the information that you know and has been given to you that is classified, the secrets that you've been told, the types of things that you know that you've been let in on. I can definitely see here that you hold a lot of power, and you're not using that in order to blackmail people or in order to make people do what you want them to do. You're not misusing this power. I can see here within the underworld that actually you're keeping this all to yourself, which also means that you will at some point need to find an outlet to be able to talk about what you're going through as well. You can't just always take everything in. So all of my beautiful Virgo babies, this is the reading that I received for you. I hope that you enjoyed the second part to your prediction. Don't forget to leave a little book emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you identify as a Virgo baby, that you were here and you received your entire prediction. I'd like to thank you for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all my gorgeous Libra babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your November 2022 predictions and horoscopes. Let's get straight into it so we can figure out exactly what's coming towards you during the month of November, and we can talk all things Libra. So let's see. First up, we've got the Six of Wands from your guides. Now, the Six of Wands shows that November is going to be a victorious month. This is actually a very favorable card. I want you to know that the Six of Wands is a card that shows pride and triumph. So you're feeling good about your accomplishments and you're taking credit where credit is due, and you're not afraid to be the one who's celebrated. You don't feel as though it is unjustified because you've worked hard and you are finally reaping some of the rewards. Next up, we've got the Lovers card. Now, the Lovers card, my gorgeous Libras, does show that if you're single, there is this option of being with someone who respects you, who deeply cares about you, and with whom you can build a solid foundation, maybe even a family. In numerology, the number 6 is a very agreeable number. It is a number of generosity, giving, family, all of those types of things that come to mind when you picture a solid long-term relationship. And I also see here within the Lovers that if you are already in a committed relationship, taking things to the next level, renewing a romantic love, that is one thing that I can see here for you when it comes to the month of November. Next up, we've got the Four of Wands. Now, the Four of Wands continues to affirm what is happening here romantically for you. And actually, I will put the Lovers right over here alongside with the Four of Wands for you, which again, we have a number of stability, but this one is a number of creating stability in the home and financially as well. That's one thing that I can see here that you will be able to successfully do with a romantic partner during the month of November. So if you've been looking to move in together, to put a payment down for a mortgage, for example, or just to establish a solid foundation romantically to begin with, this is one thing that we have coming for you in November, without a doubt, my gorgeous Libra babies. Next up, we've got the Six of Pentacles. Oh, more of these favorable numbers for you. The Six of Pentacles is the six of earth, basically, and the element of earth represents everything in the earthly realm. So if you're new to tarot, know that the element of earth is all about your job, your material stability, your finances, and the Six of Earth, which is the Six of Pentacles in the traditional tarot, is all about your resources, knowing exactly how to balance them, how to spend, how to save, and being in a place where you feel confident about your finances. You feel like you know what you're doing, you know where you're headed, you know how to handle your business, and you've got balance between spending, saving, between spoiling yourself in material ways, but also not becoming too attached to material things. Next up, we've got the Three of Wands. Now, the Three of Wands here shows me that you're spending a lot of time with other people who are very ambitious, creative, and passionate. So I do see some entrepreneurial vibes here too. So you may be thinking of starting a venture of your own, or just branching out a little bit in your career and professional life. And I see that a great way for you to gather inspiration and support is spending time with like-minded people. The flowers show me that for you, my gorgeous Libra babies, we definitely have a very happy month in November. This is a month in which you're going to want for nothing, as everything is in a place where you feel as though you can thrive and your happiness is at the forefront. This is one of the most favorable months of the year for you. Next up, we've got the Bull. So the Bull is trying to communicate to you to not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. And this is one thing I also want to reiterate for you, my gorgeous Libras, when it comes to being indecisive in love. So we've got the scale right here, which is the symbol of Libra, right? You like balance, but at the same time, you've got to have standards, you've got to have non-negotiables, and it's important for you to enforce those standards to make sure that they're being met. So if a non-negotiable for you is a monogamous relationship with another person, you need to voice that. You need to say what it is that you need and desire, what your non-negotiable is, and you just need to take a step back. Don't text them, don't call them, don't ask them if they agree or when they're going to have an answer. Just step away. Just go non-contact if you're just dating and you have one or two non-negotiables, not a full list, that you need fulfilled in order to be happy in a relationship. Make sure that you only spend time with people who can fulfill those needs. Otherwise, you'll just be in a stressful situation. I see here within Becoming Nobody that for my gorgeous Libra babies, you're not afraid to let go of your identity that you had in the past in order to build something new. So we did talk about stability, things going really well, building with another person, romantic love and longevity in it. But I also see that if there are issues in relationships and Becoming Nobody, you are willing to work on them. You are willing to look yourself in the eye, in the mirror, and say to yourself, look, I need to relearn how to love in this way, or I need to relearn how to trust because of past relationship or childhood trauma. I may have developed an unhealthy attachment style or an unhealthy thought pattern, an unhealthy kind of reaction to being triggered. And I definitely see openness to learning. In your tribe, your vibe, know that you are so supported by friends and family, acquaintances, work colleagues. I can see here that your social life is thriving during the month of November, which of course feeds further into this being a triumphant month and in a month where you're not afraid to be celebrated, right? And you do have people who are around you, who are cheering you on to keep going. The nectar shows me that once you have that little taste of what November is like, my gorgeous Libras, you are going to go for the same vibes during the month of December. You want this to continue onwards. You want this amazing energy, this bounty of accomplishment, of stability, of feeling like life is in balance to continue on. And I see within the mountain that you're understanding that while things can sometimes seem challenging, insurmountable, and like you've got a lot of work ahead of you, at the end of the day, you still have a lot of power and control when it comes to your life, your decisions. How much prosperity is in your life? How many opportunities are there if you're open to it? I see here within the honeybee that there's a lot of reciprocity from the universe here. So reciprocity from the universe, this means that when you manifest, when you talk to the universe, to your guides or God, whoever it is that you see as your higher power, they will answer to you. They will be there for you. Within the honeybee, we've also got the number 6 again, which we spoke about in numerology, how this is a number of family and support and stability. And I see exactly that from your guides for you. Furthermore, reciprocity is here for you in romantic relationships as well. And that is one of the non-negotiables. Someone is going to have to work hard to show you that they're worthy of love, your love specifically. I see here within the bull that there are some sacrifices that you have made. And I see that when you think back on those sacrifices, you are proud that you made those. And all of the time and energy and maybe even money that you have sacrificed to get to this point in your life, it feels like it's all worth it. And as mentioned earlier within the nectar, once you get that taste of what it's like to invest in yourself and see a return, you're going to become addicted to it, my gorgeous Libras, and you're never going to want to stop investing in yourself, seeing how amazing the returns can be. So all of my gorgeous Libra babies, this is your November prediction. I hope that you enjoyed it and found it insightful. Leave a little honeybee emoji below in the comment section to represent the Libra fam and to let me know that you watched the second part of your reading all the way to the end. Thank you for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, my beautiful Scorpio babies, and welcome to your November 2022 predictions and tarot card readings. So let's move into the second, even more intricate part of your prediction. I hope that you enjoyed picking a symbol during the intro of this video in order to select the first part of your November prediction. But now we'll talk all things Scorpio. Did you know that you're ruled by Pluto? You're a magnetic and powerful sign, Scorpio, and I can't wait to see what's coming towards you in the upcoming coming month. So we've got the Seven of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Nine of Wands. Let's talk about the Seven of Cups first. In the Seven of Cups, I can see that you've got options, my gorgeous Scorpios. Never feel as though someone is irreplaceable. That is what we've got here in the Seven of Cups in connectivity to the Knight of Wands. You are the type of person who is magnetic and mysterious. You are very intense and passionate in many different ways, and people love that about you. The right person for you is going to cherish that, and they will never let you go. If someone is kind of telling you that they want to be with you, but they can't really give you any guarantees, that's not for you, my gorgeous Scorpios, because there is someone out there for you who will see all of this divine energy and power in you and honor that, and they will never allow a thing to come between you and them. I see here within the Nine of Wands that when it comes to love and relationships, it's important that you don't let your past dictate your future. I see that for the month of November, you've got to move on and you've got to move forward. With the Knight of Wands and the Seven of Cups, you are being asked to focus on your options, my gorgeous Scorpios, rather than being afraid of never finding someone who has these traits again or those traits again. There are billions of people on this planet. There is a right person out there for you. Next up, we've got the Nine of Pentacles. So there's also the perfect job out here for you. I want you to know in the Nine of Pentacles that this is a very favorable symbol when it comes to your November prediction, as the Nine of Pentacles is a card that displays that you are able to manifest easily in November. You're able to make a wish financially, materially, professionally, and it's most likely going to come true. So if you've been wanting a promotion, a raise, or just to find some unexpected funds, know that as long as you put it out there, write it down physically, you will be able to receive that with ease. Now, the Eight of Cups here shows me that you're walking away from situations that don't honor you fully. I can see that you love and you love the concept of commitment and relationships and longevity in that, but you love yourself enough and even more than anyone else to understand when to walk away and when you're not being valued and when your happiness is being compromised. That's what I see in the Eight of Cups. And the Queen of Cups here shows me that you're exuding that queen energy, that supreme femininity that a lot of people find so attractive and love. And this is the type of femininity that isn't just daydreaming and going along with whatever and being agreeable. The Queen of Cups shows us here that of course, you're all about your divine feminine energy, softness, gentleness, but when it comes to protecting yourself or your loved ones, you don't play games, my gorgeous Scorpios. And I can see here that you're willing to show that you can walk out on a relationship that doesn't take you seriously. The same goes for a career. If you feel underpaid and undervalued, you are looking for an exit strategy to be in a place where you actually do feel like you matter. Next up, we've got the Turtle spirit for you. I see that you're not making any hasty decisions during the month of November because you understand that slow and steady really is what wins the race. You're taking your time when it comes to decision making. You're ensuring that you're weighing all the options and you're not telling anyone your game plan, because I see here within the Elephant spirit, you've learned from the past and you understand that what people don't know, they can't destroy, they can't ruin, they can't interrupt. And it's important for you to keep on that vibe, to stay on that train, because once you've made up your mind to do something, telling other people is only going to enable a situation where they can plant seeds of doubt into your mind, and you don't want that. You want to ensure that just overall you are able to be in a situation where you know that you're the only one who has power over your dreams and whether you believe that they will come true or not. Next up, we've got the Bat spirit. Now, the Bat spirit shows me here that the month of November is going to feel like a rebirth for you, my gorgeous Scorpios. It's going to feel as though, okay, this is a fresh start, this is a new beginning, and now you're able to kind of refocus on what it is that you want rather than what you don't want, especially once you've walked away from anything that doesn't honor you fully. And in touch with your body, I can see that you may also do a detox. You may, for example, drink lots of green juices, go vegan or vegetarian for a little bit. Maybe you will do a fruit or raw fast or a water fast, just something to get in touch with your body, to detox it, to cleanse it. As here in connectivity to the bat spirit, that adds to the feeling of being like reborn and rejuvenated. I see here within the day you plant the seed that you're also being reminded that when slow and steady wins the race and you're planning for the future and you're slowly but surely taking steps towards what you want without allowing anyone to come in between, remind yourself that the day you plant the seed is not the same day that you're able to harvest, right? You have to plant the seeds, you have to water it, you have to let it grow. And when those seeds are underground, you will not see whether they're growing or not. You just have to have faith, continue to water, continue to fertilize, until all of a sudden, slowly things come to the surface, they breach the surface, the dirt on the top, and your dreams break through into reality, into a place where they're tangible and you can see them, just as we have with, for example, planting an actual seed, right? So that is one thing that I can see here that you should focus on during the month of November, planting seeds rather than just harvesting. So all of my gorgeous Scorpio babies, this is your November prediction. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know below in the comment section by leaving a scorpion emoji to represent the Scorpio fam. Thank you so much for spending this magical time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all of my beautiful Sagittarius babies. Welcome to part 2 of your November 2022 predictions. I can't wait to move into this Sagittarius exclusive part of your reading. I hope that you enjoyed part 1, which you got to pick during the intro of this video. But now let's talk all things fire sign, shall we? You are a passionate, fun and spontaneous sign, and I see here in the Nine of Cups, the Princess of Swords, and the King of Cups that the month of November is already starting off favorably for you. Let me explain exactly why. The Nine of Cups is also known as the Wish card. This is the genie in a bottle card of the tarot. This is a card that shows that anything you wish for will come true. I see here within the King of Cups that there is also a water sign who is older than you, who has divine masculine energy. That doesn't mean that they identify as male necessarily, but they have a great mixture between feminine energy, which is cups energy, right? Water energy, but also masculinity, as they represent the King of Cups, which means that they are a leader, they are an initiator, and I can see that they play an integral role when it comes to your happiness during the month of November. Now, the Princess of Swords is someone who represents air signs. Think Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. The Princess of Swords is someone who is young, fun, bubbly, has cool, innovative ideas. And I see here with the Nine of Cups that they are the type of person who's going to encourage you to live your best life during November. So maybe a best friend, just overall someone whom you can vibe with. Next up, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. We have so many people who are deeply involved in your life in November, my gorgeous Sagittarius. The Queen of Pentacles is actually the Queen of Earth signs. So think to yourself, a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. They are very protective, very nurturing and caring. They want to be in a stable, committed situation with you. So whether that be a motherly figure or someone who is interested in a romantic relationship with you, do know here that you're highly sought after during the month of November. And a lot of people wish that they could spend more time with you. That's what I see in the Nine of Cups, really magnetic energy. Take action, my gorgeous Sagittarius babies. Make time for the people who mean the most to you. And those people who light you up, who give you energy, those people who fill up your cup. Make sure that you make plans with them, that you make time for them. Know here within Take Action that one of the most important things that you can do for yourself is to not just rest on your laurels. I think that's how the saying goes, right? Not just relax when everything's going well, but continue to keep that pumping, continue to keep that energy going and thriving. I can see here within Hope on the Horizon that there is actually a possibility for you to reach new heights that you never expected, be it financially, professionally, in your love life or personal life, things are shaping up in a way that's better than you ever imagined. But it's important that you are ready to seize that, because often we wish for something so specific and then the universe gives us something way better, and we are just kind of so focused on what we thought we wanted that we don't even realize, hey, there's something way better here for us to take, for us to grab. Next up, we've got the elephant spirit. So I see within the elephant spirit that you're learning from the past, and you're also focusing in relationships moving forward to not make the same mistakes that you made in the past. And that's a very mature, grounded way to see things. That's a very beautiful way for you to commit to new relationships and for you to move forward, because I see here within the coyote spirit that there are some divine detours coming your way. And when you rest in a place of having learned from the past, you won't get hurt so much. So be it friendships or romantic relationships, when you kind of set boundaries and limitations as to what you will accept, people may first seem like they're not going to go for that, right? If you tell, for example, a friend or someone you're romantically interested in that you need to be able to trust them and you need this and that from them, like in a romantic relationship, you need exclusivity, or you need to know after a few months' time where this is going. Once the time is up, you go away, okay? You don't give them attention. You don't tell them why a million times. You don't text them. You don't call them. You don't beg. You don't act desperate. All of my gorgeous Sagittarius, what you do is you just take space. You go away. If they really, truly care about you and are meant to be in your life and are a healthy person to be in your life, they will eventually come back, even though there was a little detour and a little fork in the road, but that will actually put you back in a position of power, in a position of being the one who set a boundary and limitation, and you will have your self-respect and self-worth intact, because people understand that they can't play with you, that you didn't come to just mess around. I see here within the hawk spirit that it's important that you allow for spirit to be your guide, that you allow for the universe to send you symbols and synchronicities, and that you look out for those, even in times where you feel doubtful or you feel as though you just want to make a rational decision. Take a step back when you don't know what to do. It's best to just do nothing for a little bit. Next up, we've got the eagle spirit. So your guides are definitely screaming at you for the month of November, my gorgeous Sagittarius babies, to just allow for the universe, God, your angels, whatever you'd like to call it, to have your back, because there is definitely something in the unseen, in the realm that we can only feel and sense, that is protecting you, that's got your back, and that is trying to guide you during the month of November. But you have to let it. You have to be open to it. I see here within the dog that you're being led towards companionship that lasts a lifetime. You're being led towards building and creating and working on relationships that are here in order to stay, that are here to support, that are here to be your biggest cheerleaders. And I see in the red crowned crane that loyalty is really what November is going to prove. It's going to prove that these people in your life are more loyal than you actually ever expected. They're more on your wavelength than you thought anyone could be. And it's really going to show you who the real ones are, who the ones are that have got your back. And my gorgeous Sagittarius babies, you won't be disappointed, as your reading is a very favorable one for November. So we're at the end of part 2 of your prediction. I hope that you enjoyed it. Leave a little dog emoji below in the comment section to represent, because I'll know exactly who my Sagittarius babies are when I see those dog emojis in the comment section. Don't forget to thumbs this video up while you're at it. I would like to thank you for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all of my stunning Capricorn babies, and welcome to your November 2022 predictions. I can't wait to get into all things Capricorn. I hope that you enjoyed part 1 of your reading, where you got to pick one of the 3 symbols at the start of this video, but now we are going to talk all things Earth sign, all things Capricorn specific. So we've got the Emperor as well as the Justice card. These are two major arcana cards that we've got right off the bat for your November prediction. Now, the Emperor is starting off favorably as you are planning ahead. Emperor energy is like zaddy energy, my gorgeous Capricorns. This is stable energy. This shows that you're the type of person who craves stability and dependability, but you also give it. You also provide it. You never ask for things that you don't have or own or possess yourself. You don't ask for qualities in others that are unrealistic. Meanwhile, you're here not delivering. I can see here within the Justice card that everything is in balance. Whether it's your romantic relationships or your professional life, you expect to be paid according to the quality and the effort that you're putting out there. In romantic relationships, you expect loyalty when you're giving loyalty. And I see here in the Emperor that this makes for a very solid November as you're setting some boundaries and standards for the people and situations in your life. And it's very fair and logical, grounded and down to earth. Nobody can deny that. The Emperor also shows a lot of success in the earthly realm, so in your job and your career. The Magician further confirms this. This is the first card. Well, it corresponds to number 1 in the tarot. The first card, I guess, technically is the Fool, which corresponds to the number 0. However, the Magician, with numerology being in the number 1, shows here that you've got some fierce go-getter energy that is available for you in November. You're not playing games. You didn't come to have long discussions. You're here to act. The Magician can sometimes also represent your conscious awareness and concentration and willpower. So not being afraid to be the initiator, to be the leader, and to be the one who puts themselves out there when others are scared. I see extremely confident energy with the Emperor and the Magician in your reading. The Ace of Wands shows me that there are some new passion projects that you've delved into or are just delving into at the start of November, and this is going to give you a lot of extra confidence. This is going to give you like a boost. So for example, reading more self-help books, listening to content and podcasts that's motivational, that pushes you forward. It really reminds you of who you are, and it gives you that extra boost and confidence, reminding you of the fact that at the end of the day, your happiness is in your hands and you've got control over it. You haven't given control to anyone else. The Princess of Pentacles represents you, my gorgeous Capricorns. You're an earth sign ruled by Saturn, in case you didn't know, not to get all geeky, but Saturn is also the planet of structure, of responsibility, organization, authority. The Princess of Pentacles shows me here that you're kind of stepping even more into responsibilities that are new to you, but they're exciting, they're fun. You are ready to take on more in life. You're ready for life to throw you more exciting adventures that will lead to an increase in love, to an increase in money, to more stability within your career. I see in the Princess of Pentacles that you're ready. You've got very young, fun, bubbly energy, and people in your work, people in your career field, they love that. They love how enthusiastic you are. Now, within the Frog spirit, I can see some decluttering going on in November. So getting rid of things that you no longer need. These could be items of clothing. It could be, for example, different ornaments in your home, decluttering in your fridge. Maybe you've got things in your fridge and your pantry that have been expired for a long time. If that is true, my gorgeous Capricorns, please, once you have received this reading, leave a frog emoji below in the comment section. That is you making a promise to me and everybody else that you're going to clear out this clutter that is no longer needed, that has maybe even become a health hazard at this point. Not to call you out, but my gorgeous Capricorns, we have to get rid of these things. I can see within the Bobcat spirit that during the month of November, a lot of things will remain a mystery that you actually wanted to unearth and uncover. So if you are looking for an answer for another person, don't allow your happiness to depend on that, okay? Because there are people who are simply not ready to answer to difficult questions. And that's where the Peacock spirit shows that you have to let yourself shine and be the best version of yourself regardless, especially if we're talking about love, okay? The best way for you to get someone to see your worth and your value is not to tell them. Showing that you feel the need to make a case for yourself or to say what an amazing partner you could be, that often actually erodes trust and respect and makes people feel like, well, if they have to say it, how great can they be? Why do they have to make such a case for themselves? The best thing for you to do is to just live your best life. Don't try too much. Don't put things on social media that you usually wouldn't put out there. Just focus on yourself, and people will think to themselves, wow, this person is so important to themselves. This Capricorn baby is someone who believes in themselves so much that they're not begging for attention or affection or commitment. If they are not being valued, they're just not even going to entertain it. That is the ultimate symbol of self-confidence and of the fact that you're someone who is so valuable to be with, someone with so much self-worth. The Stack Spirit shows us that you're taking the lead, so you will be able to follow through on this. No texting exes or friends who hurt you to ask why they did that. Nothing like that, where you are giving someone else the power to kind of tell you that you're not good enough or that you didn't do X, Y, or Z. No, you're taking the lead in your life. You're understanding that if something wasn't meant to be, fine, it wasn't meant to be. There will be a lover, a friend circle, a career that is meant for you, where you're not going to be made to feel as though you're not good enough. I see here within goal setting that you're 100% focused on your career, on your future goals, on the things that you want for yourself and your family. And I see here within goal setting that you've got your eye on the prize. You're so focused. We've got that in the Emperor and the Magician, as well as the Stag Spirit. And nothing's going to stop you, all my gorgeous Capricorns. No just means not yet to you during the month of November. I see an endless serendipity that it's all going to pay off. The hardships, the challenges, the times where you were the only one who believed in you, but you still got through those tough days and tough nights. It will all pay off in the end. November is a month that is challenging yet rewarding for you. And I want you to know here that with your ambitious, responsible, and very disciplined approach to life, you will be able to make this a month that is fantastic, that you're not going to forget, and that's going to push you along way closer to your goals than you've ever been. So all of my gorgeous Capricorn babies, this is your November 2022 horoscope and prediction. I hope that you enjoyed this and that you found it insightful. Don't forget to let me know in the comment section. Don't forget that frog emoji. Thank you for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all of my beautiful Aquarius babies, and welcome to your November 2022 predictions. Let's figure out exactly what's coming towards you during the month of November. I hope that you enjoyed the first part of this Pick a Card Tarot reading, where you got to pick from 3 symbols during the intro in order to receive part 1 of your psychic prediction. But now we're going to talk all things Aquarius in this part of your horoscope. So we've got the 4 of Pentacles and the 5 of Wands. My gorgeous Aquarius babies, your rebellious nature is coming out during the month of November. You are not allowing for anyone to play with your money or your career. No, you are rejecting that. I can see that anyone who is coming up with a business plan or some sort of negotiation that means that you would be in a compromised spot financially or in your professional life, you're fighting back and you are not accepting or taking no for an answer when you want to accomplish something. You will simply find another way to get to your goals. Now, the 7 of Cups shows me that this is not something that just happened today or that you just learned yesterday, my gorgeous Aquarius babies. The 7 of Cups shows me that you've always had a choice. You've had a choice to either sink or swim, and life has taught you to swim. Life has taught you to be strong. Maybe you had a very challenging upbringing where you either had to look out for yourself and make it work, or you just wouldn't see the light of the day. You wouldn't see food. You wouldn't see your education follow through. You wouldn't see yourself be healthy psychologically and mentally, and maybe you're still struggling. But I see here within the Sun that things are always more favorable for you than for other people who would be in a similar situation as you're in, because, my gorgeous Aquarius babies, your mindset is what makes you different. It's what makes you unique. It's what brings out that very inspiring, innovative side of you that so many people love in Aquarius babies. It's the fact that you're unafraid to try something new. It's the fact that you're unafraid to stand up for yourself, but also stand up for the underdog. I see in the 7 of Cups that You've always been that kind of person who would rather be in a circle of people who are deemed as weird or outcasts, whether you were in a group of people growing up that were not super cool, you were never part of the cool kids, or now as an adult, your work and your private life involves helping others who are less fortunate or who are seen by society as problematic or outcasts or the black sheeps. Maybe you identify as one yourself and you've always felt that way. You choose to be on that side of the fence rather than to just always go with the mainstream. You have your own opinion and you're not afraid to stand by it. Now, the owl spirit shows me that during the month of November, you see your relationships for what they are. If anyone has been playing games with you, you are seeing the red flags. However, if you're the one who's been a little promiscuous, if you're the one who has had many different situationships on the go in the owl spirit, you will see very clearly whether one or none of those are really meant to take up the main space within your heart, within your personal life. Now, the wolf spirit shows me here that this quote, okay, that knowledge is crystallized pain, really applies for you during the month of November. You're turning your knowledge into wisdom. You're turning all of the pain, everything you've been through, into actually being wise and mature and not making the same mistakes many times over again. You're the type of person who learns very quickly, and I see that during the month of November, there are a lot of reoccurring things you've already been through, you've already experienced, you've already dealt with. In November, when this comes up, you know exactly how to handle the situation. You know how to handle a feud with a family member or a friend. You know exactly what to do if someone is ghosting you or playing hot and cold. You know what to do when your health is in a spot where you're a little uncertain, where you either have, like IBS, your stomach kind of hurts, or you have a headache, or you're feeling overwhelmed and really anxious. You know how to handle yourself. You know that you have to eat this food, you have to take this supplement, you have to journal, you have to talk to your mom, your best friend. You know how to handle situations. You're wiser than you've ever been. The lizard spirit shows me here that you also understand the power of the mind and the fact that you are rewiring your brain day after day to continue focusing on the good, to continue to focus on innovation. And furthermore, within the lizard spirit, I see that for the month of November, sky is the limit for you, my gorgeous Aquarius babies. The 10-90 ratio shows me that you are fully embracing this concept of life being 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. And the sun is actually one of the best cards of the tarot. It shows that any difficult situation will be transformed into something way more lighthearted and into an opportunity, actually, because you choose to see it as such. You choose to react in a way that creates more opportunity, that creates more wealth, more abundance in your life. Stormy here shows me that a part of your life during the month of November is definitely going to give you this feeling of uncertainty, this feeling of things being a little chaotic and all over the place, but you're not going to stress about it. That's what I see in the sun, the wolf, and the 10-90 ratio. Because you know yourself and every single day you're putting in the work, you can deal with any stormy, challenging situation in life, and you understand that those are needed in order to appreciate what calmness is and what happiness is. Next up, we've got trust your intuition. You're 100% trusting your gut, and you're not going to listen to what people say. You're going to watch what they do. What do they do when you tell them what you need in order to be happy in a relationship? Do they try to find a solution? Do they try to provide? Or do they find excuses and reasons why it can't be done? That's where I can see here within Trust Your Intuition, the Owl Spirit, and the Seven of Cups, that you are choosing people who choose you. It doesn't matter whether that is in love, whether that is in your career, your personal life. It doesn't matter what the area is that this concerns within your life. I just see here within Trusting Your Intuition that you're not basing decisions on other people's opinions and words anymore. You're basing it off of what you can intuitively feel is right, and also, of course, their actions, which influences your intuition. Lastly, here for my gorgeous Aquarius babies, know that the month of November is going to be a favorable one filled with serendipity. In case you don't know what serendipity is, those are unexpected, amazing situations, unexpected abundance that's coming into your life from known and unknown sources. And overall, just being able to enjoy life during November is one thing that I can see. This is overall a favorable month for you in which you're standing your ground. And that is really what is creating this harmony. So all of my gorgeous Aquarius babies, thank you for being here, for spending this divine time and space with me. Don't forget to leave a little ghost emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here and that you received part 2 of your prediction. And of course, to represent the Aquarius fam. What else? Know that I'm sending you so much love, and I can't wait to catch up with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all my stunning Pisces babies. Vanessa Somuayina here. Welcome to the second part of your November 2022 predictions and horoscopes. I can't wait to talk all things Pisces after you received the first part of your reading, which you got to pick during the intro of this video. How did you enjoy that? How do you enjoy being here and putting together your own private tarot card reading? I hope that you love watching these and creating these for yourself just as much as I love reading for you. So first up, we've got goal setting as well as becoming nobody. So you are understanding that in order to reach new goals and in order for new situations to be in your life, sometimes you have to quote unquote become nobody. You have to rewire and reset yourself. If you want to experience something amazing you've never experienced before, like a fresh new career, like an increase in financial bounty and abundance, like a love life that is meant to last forever, you of course have to take different actions that you've taken up until this point, because if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten, right? So that is one thing that I can see here for my gorgeous Pisces babies. You're understanding this concept, you're implementing it, and you're not afraid to rewrite the script of who you were taught to be. If parents or teachers told you that you were amazing or not capable of much, you are actually either humbling yourself to understanding like, hey, okay, I need to put in work in order to get to where I want to go, no matter how talented I am. Or you are upping that confidence level. If you were ever told that you're not good enough, you're upping yourself to the point where you understand that you can do whatever you want to do as long as you have passion, drive, devotion, as well as discipline. I can see here within confessions that there are some confessions that will be put your way, okay, that will be tilted towards you from someone who did you wrong. During the month of November, there's someone who will confess to you that they shouldn't have treated you the way that they did. You're going to receive an apology, and it's going to kind of throw you off because you didn't expect it at all. And I see here that that may have to do with your love life. So think of an ex, for example, coming back, trying to kind of wiggle their way back into your heart. Of course, it's up to you whether you decide to go with that or not. But I see here within unconscious games, all my gorgeous Pisces, that you're being made aware of the fact that you shouldn't go back on your self-respect, because when you go back to someone after they have mistreated you, after they have shown you that they didn't value you the first time, that is something that will most likely repeat itself. It will be a pattern. It will be like a game to them, right? So if someone confesses to you that they hurt you, that they were wrong, that they shouldn't have done that, accept it. Be very elegant and very honorable about it. Just say, thank you so much for this, and then you move on. They're not going to expect that. That's going to completely throw them off because they're going to expect that you will just take them back with ease, my gorgeous Pisces. But that's not what we're doing. You understand here that in order to create a love life that is healthy and thrives, you can't go back to people whom are just going to show you the same pattern, especially if not a lot of time has gone by. Next up, we've got know your worth. Yes, that is what November is about. It's about knowing your worth, knowing that you deserve more than a dusty, crusty person who didn't see your worth the first time round, who didn't appreciate your love and effort, and time, and understanding that there is someone for everyone, and there is someone out there who will know and see your worth from the start, and that person can only be in your life once you do that for yourself and once you set healthy boundaries too. Know within your career and your financial standpoint that knowing your worth plays a huge role in how much money that you make and where your career goes. Because if you're undervaluing yourself or undermining your accomplishments, if you're underestimating your worth at the workplace or the things that you are capable of doing for a business or yourself, then that is what others will believe too. You have to put out the energy and the confidence confidence of being this person who knows what they can do and who is so invaluable that anyone who loses you, that's a huge loss on their end of the spectrum. I see here within the ship has sailed that you can't go back once you found the peace, the joy, the independence that comes from knowing your worth. This is a process, my gorgeous Pisces, and it's not easy. You being ruled by Neptune, which is the planet of psychic abilities, but also sensitivity, shows that you're definitely someone who needs time to get to this confidence level where it doesn't matter how much you like someone, you still have your values, your boundaries, and also your standards, and you're not afraid to walk away if those aren't being honored. It takes time to get to that point, but I can see here that once you get there, that in November, once the switch flicks, the ship has sailed for anyone who came to play games. The ship has sailed for anyone who is not taking you seriously and who is not respecting the boundaries and the standards that you're making clear from the start. Next up, we've got the Judgment card. I can see here that you're not afraid of what other people will think during the month of November, and I can see that this really helps with going after your goals, because anything that you may otherwise have considered quote unquote embarrassing just doesn't faze you during the month of November. Whoa, in the 10 of Pentacles for you, my gorgeous Pisces, I can see fulfillment in the earthly realms and in your career. I can see that your home life is really thriving. You're able to take care of pets, of children, of family members in a way where you can provide for them emotionally, but also financially and materially, and you're being very generous, you're giving, and that really makes you happy. That's one of the biggest kind of happiness areas of your life, when you can give and support those that you love the most. Next up, we've got the Strength card. So my gorgeous Pisces babies, you're not the loudest in the room. You're not the one who enforces strength physically, right? You're not the one who is going to ever harm anyone physically or kind of show that you're stronger or a figure of authority by misusing that power. I see here within the Strength card that you're someone whose strength comes from within, and this is something that you are radiating during the month of November, and that makes others respect you and see your inner strength. Leave a little muscle arm strength emoji below in the comment section if you know what I mean, my gorgeous Pisces, to represent your inner strength, and of course the Pisces fam, because I'll know that all my Pisces are the ones who put this emoji in the comment section. So you are actually the person that people talk about in the fashion of saying they are the strongest person I've ever known. This Pisces is someone who is so strong, you would never think that they have been through everything that life has put them through, but they came out the other end smiling and stronger than ever. I wish I had their strength and courage. That is how people talk about you in November. And I see here within the Seahorse spirit that your patience is on an all-time high, because you've got your emotions and your sensitivity more under control than usual. You're not allowing for anyone to play games with you consciously or unconsciously. And the Seahorse spirit shows me that should an ex-friend or ex-lover show up in your life, you'll just watch and wait for them to prove to you, to slip up, to show that they are still who they always were, that they haven't changed who they are. They haven't worked on themselves. They haven't changed who they are at the core in a relationship with you, and then you'll know there's really, really absolutely no point in going back on a decision where you decided to distance yourself from an unhealthy or toxic connection, because changing is something that is so difficult to do, and a lot of people talk a big game, but they don't walk the talk, and that's what I see in the Seahorse spirit, that you're taking time to evaluate before you give anyone the benefit of the doubt. Now, the Giraffe spirit shows me that you see the big picture. You understand you've got time. It's never too late for anything. All my gorgeous Pisces babies, speaking about you got time, did you know that I think founder, the creator of KFC, not that I support those types of fast food endeavors, but it's just such an inspiring story. The person who founded that, who started KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, was actually in their 60s when they did that. Think about us sitting here in our 20s, in our late teens, maybe our 30s, saying it's too late to start a business, it's too late to find love, it's too late to do X, Y, or Z. There is someone who was in their 60s who believed enough in themselves to create one of the now biggest, most powerful fast food chains on the planet, one of the most well-known fast food chains on this earth. Can you imagine? So you are seeing the big picture, and this is just the type of energy that allows you to accomplish anything. So never feel as though it's too late for you, my gorgeous Pisces. Never feel as though there's anything you can't do, because with goal setting, knowing your worth, and being unafraid to rewire your brain and restructure your habit patterns, your thought patterns, sky's the limit for you. All my gorgeous Pisces babies, we are now at the end of your November horoscope. I hope that you enjoyed this reading and that you found it insightful. Don't forget to let me know down below in the comments section that you were here, that you received your reading, and you enjoyed it, and thumbs the video up while you're at it. Thank you so much for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming predictions.